Sometimes I'm like, what does it take to be a black man in America? A black kid, a black boy, a black girl, a black woman, a black elder, black anything, colored anything. I don't care what color you is. This song has to pertain to you if you live in America and you ain't white. Yeah, pull it out, then I'm in again. Spit me out like some cinnamon. Say my people are aggressive, and the movement is violent. They say that protests are deadly, and the people are irrelevant. They be looking to the president, really what does he represent? He be building up the tension, he got our attention, and they ask for my people. We be screaming out for justice. People have catched on that the government corrupt them. They're trying to put you away, try to lock you up for illegal substance. They knocked on the door, but she ain't done just before. She heard 8 shots, then she had to hit the floor. Now you is George Floyd, hey, he can't breathe anymore. Hey, they only see the bloody gore, hey, they only see his women's scores. They had him on the end.
What it do? Welcome to We in the World TV. It's your host with the most to say, Ralph the Mouth. You already know. What's going on, people? New show today. I got Eric Sanders from the law firm. He's going to talk about the Shaun King situation with his client. As a matter of fact, let me go double check. His client's name is David Terrel. And he's going to come on today and he's going to talk about that. I have other panel people that's going to come on today. We're going to talk about police brutality. We're going to talk about is that the number one problem in black neighborhoods? We're going to talk about a few things, you know what I'm saying? So, you know, it's We in the World TV. It's Ralph the Mouth. You already know how the show goes. This is episode, I think, 23, 24. So, y'all know what's going on, man. You know what I mean? So, I'm going to wait for the panel to come in. So, right now, I'm comb through and see what's going on. Subscribe and share, please, people. Hit the like button and all that good stuff. You know, everybody who's done that, I appreciate the love, man. But We in the World TV, man, we're back. And let me see. So, Eric Sanders is a lawyer. I think he's an ex-police. I don't want to ex-NYPD, so I don't want to say something that I don't know what I'm talking about. But he'll be coming through. His name is Eric Sanders, New York civil rights lawyer. His client is Officer David Terrel, who's also a detective, and he's coming on today. So we're going to talk about it. I have other people coming on. I think I have a few more other officers coming on, and we're going to talk about it today, man. And we're gonna talk, man. You know what I mean? This is what Ralph the Mob do. We in the World TV. We talk. Sipping on a little bit of wine, folks. But we had a crazy week. It looks like Trump is out, and we move into a whole new ball game. We'll see how it goes. It's politics to me. Some people think that I'm a Trump lover when I'm just not a Trump hater. It's just I don't care about either side. I think that both sides are, when it comes to politics, I think both sides are funny and care less about us. So I don't know, you know what I mean? Just my opinion. And that's all I have when it comes to that, because I'm not in the big offices. I'm not there with these people to know what they're doing, what they're saying, and what their objective is. I can just only give my opinion like most of us can. Some of us think that we know it all, but we really don't. We're just giving our strong opinions. Some of them, the opinions seem pretty strong and you believe it, but that's not the truth. Then that goes for me too. But we here now. We in the world, and let me just wait for people to come on the panel. Hold on, let me read a few things. Let me X me out real quick before. Okay, I just want to X me out while I look for something, folks. Hold on. But yeah, chime in, folks. Come on in. Just waiting for the panel to fill up, man. You know how we do on Ralph the Mouth, folks. You know what I'm saying? We fill up. Hold on. A storm. Somebody hit me with a storm. Wow. Yeah, it's hectic out there, folks. What everybody doing, man? To be honest, you know what I'm saying? Leave some comments. I'll read off the comments for now. If everybody got some comments or something, want to ask me a question, I'll take that. You know what I'm saying? I'll take all of that, man. But right now, I'm just waiting for my panel, man. I got a new show coming on. I got a show on polygamy. When is that show? That show on polygamy is I got a show on polygamy. Hold on. Let me tell y'all, folks. Hold up. I got a show on polygamy November 23rd. I got a show on polygamy, and we're gonna talk the good and bad about it. You know what I'm saying? And we're gonna talk about it. You know what I'm saying? That on Ralph the Mouth on We in the World TV. So we're just basically gonna talk about it. And then I have another show, my show with the dogs. That's gonna be dope because I'm a dog lover. And I was in the game before, a little bit of dog breeding before. So you know what I mean? That's something that I'm really I can't wait to talk to these guys and how they take care of their dog. We're gonna talk about how they take care of their dogs. What's the proper way to take care of a dog? You know what I mean? The business itself. How do you get in tournaments? And you know what I mean? How much the dogs cost? How you know what I mean? And all around. And we're gonna talk about the dogs. You know. And then I have another show. What's my other show? Next week. Next week is the dogs. The 23rd. Oh yeah, I have a show with a Bitcoin a tech entrepreneur. He's coming on. That's going to be dope, and people can chime in on him, listen to him, and he's going to give a few pointers, and he's going to tell you about the game. He's going to tell you how to get in touch with him and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? So I didn't set that up 100. I just got the date with him. Me and him just set up the date. But we didn't set up everything so we can know what's exactly going to be left and right. And here go another thing. I'm gonna make a big announcement. I'm gonna stay on YouTube, but I'm gonna be changing platforms soon. I'm gonna be on just more. You know what I mean? Just more platforms, and website will be set up, and I'm gonna have merch. You know what I'm saying? You know, I'm still gonna be sponsored by everybody that sponsored me. I'm still gonna be rocking that and showing love to that. That's not gonna stop. But I'm gonna have my own thing. We in the world, man. We're gonna have We in the World merch floating around, and you know what I mean. I'm gonna have all the information where to buy it from, and show support, man. If you don't support me, it's all good. I'm gonna find the support. You know, there's people out there ready to support me. So, you know what I mean. If you don't, it's all good. I'm not going to beg nobody for support, man. You know what I mean? I'm not on it like that. You know what I mean? I don't mean to say it in a real bold way like that. But for me to be running around, and the people that I ask for support, it's kind of like when I do ask for support, it's from like people that I kind of like know sometimes. You want to start with the people you know before you kind of like branch to the unknown. But in the world we live in, it's not like that. It's like the unknown showing you love. And then when you get to a certain level, then the knowns be like, oh, shit, he's big now. They doing better. Let me jump on board. You know what I'm saying? Hey, but if that's the case, you know what I mean? Like, I ain't mad at it. I care less. You know what I'm saying? So, do you? But where everybody at? I need people to come in so I can get the show started. Yeah, but I'm just waiting for people to come in so I can get the show started, man. If not, man, one thing about me, I flip it. I flip the show. You know what I'm saying? Like if I don't get somebody coming in, I'll just boop, 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 and just do my own thing, man. You know what I'm saying? We'll just start chopping it. I'll think of something, and we just chop it. You know what I'm saying? So that's basically how I see it. But I'm just waiting right now. Waiting for wherever he's at. He should be coming in soon. Hold on. Let me see where he's at, to be honest. Let me double check. I hate this type of jump. Let me play some music for y'all while we at it, to be honest. Let me see what's going on. Let me see what's going on. I know y'all want to hear some music. Why is it doing that? Why is it doing that? Where everybody at, man? Y'all gonna leave me for dead today? Today is my dead zone. Today is dead zone. Nobody wants to hear you. I'm not used to this, man. Where are the people at? At least I got one. I got one person. I have to play some music, man. I'm about to do a music review while we at it. I'm about to do a music review while we at it. I'm about to do a music review. Tell me what y'all think. Tell me what y'all think. Chill.
I brought Beamers to the bench show. I'm still shopping at Neiman's when I get close. The bills from the cleaners like rent, yo. I keep the choppers clean up in that X6. I just might learn to speak Portuguese, cause my connect, the way he coming to port the keys. Pitching on the curb to like 40 keys. The Michelin, the birds who annoy the D. And no low pros, we need some thick tires. Spit fire, nigga, like a big lighter. And still bros over hoes, they don't get tighter, nigga. And that's all, brother, no. Shout the whole HP, Caribbean gangsters, nigga, the whole Haiti. What up, dog? Still BK familiar.
Yo, I'm doing a show for Haitians. That's my word. This shit gonna be dope. I'm not even gonna put the idea out. Say that nigga gonna bite my shit.
And then balling you the chicken list. How I can tell, cause I don't see the chicken shit. I don't see it drinking out the bottle. We don't need no glasses. For you to see me, you gonna need some glasses. Yeah, cooler hard knocks, you gonna need some classes, nigga. And that was word from the lot. Yeah, just had a dream. I caught word from my pops. I quit merge on the block, cause it went from a bird to a flock. Don't fuck around and get served by a cop. Catch a seal, nigga. I met her by the dock. If you could get served on the spot, you want that? Fiends feeling for the next hit. Before I leave, I make a pressure exit. Blocks like Tetris, cops by the entrance, connect by the exit. The shit gets tense, it gets crazy, nigga. I'm on my job till I'm next to God. I'm still talking deals while I'm next to mom.
Everything around me free.
Yo, hold up. Let me get that back one more time. Let me get that back. Wait. Lost in the game and back, that's Oprah way. Broadcast a whole half like Ricky Lake. Niggas run up in your whole stash, think you wait. So what's the prices on the way? Prices, nigga. Wait. Yeah, I have a brick, yo, I got it, nigga. I'm still with a chick with a model figure. The block so wait, rock so wait, arm so wait,
Zim so wait.
We all so wait, poke so wait. You could've too, but you was chilling in your basement. I'm back in that lab. DJ, he cut the track.
What up, man? Shit, son. Just met this girl last night. She bad. Shorty.
Let me tell you something about this rap game. These niggas don't like you, cause you better.
What up, man? Shit, son. Just met this girl last night.
This shit right here go hard. Tell me what y'all think, man. Word up. I'm gonna play some music, you know what I'm saying? So it's time to go. But listen to this shit right here. This shit is hard. This shit go hard. I ain't even gonna hold you. Listen to the words, people. Listen to the words, people. I'm about to rap.
Hey, she texting the week from watching Sex in the City, sipping sex on the beach. And Shorty pushed the Lexus, the Jeep, and when the night went young, we spent the rest at Philippe. And Shorty got impressive physique, Louis Vuitton shoes, her dress is petite. And as the body rests in the sheets, I'm out here getting this money. I'm so stressed on the street now.
Hey,
I get no neck. If we beef, confrontation can easily turn into F you and leave. She put too much trust into me, but she attached to my little cousins Alexis and T. And we could be like Jay-Z and B. Shit is so crazy to me.
Should I just this lovely? Should I? Where do we go from here? Where do we go?
Yeah.
Should I just this lovely?
Why you gonna do that, huh? You gonna do
that, baby.
Why you gonna do that? I met Shorty on the train, she had a fashionable frame. I had to ask her for her name. What's up, girl? She wore the sunglasses for the pain, plus a full-time student, a lot of classes on the brain. But then I seen the laughter in the face from that 2-year relationship. I bagged her in the day. But me and her, passion is the same. She want her family straight and all the cash is in the fame. The king size mattress in the place. I met a bro, he put traffic in some weight. We smoking dro, pouring glasses for the drink. She took flights real late. First class, we on the plane. Where do we go from here? Where do we go? Should I just disappear? Where do we go? Taking flights here and there, first class. Should I just disappear? Something's up and shit.
Yo, subscribe, share, man. I know ain't nothing popping right now. I'm listening to music. I'm vibing. Just waiting for my panel to come on. You know what I'm saying? They a little late. But I'm a rock. You know what I mean? It is what it is.
Her money long like the clan. Flights to Japan. The S5 when she lands. She getting dope right with the stamp. She know Cambodian cats that cook right in the can. But things ain't go according to plan. Hopped out with the boss. Yeah, the boss with his man. And then you pass a note in the hand.
My shit right here.
I'm feeling great. I'm feeling great. I'm Muhammad Ali fighting in his prime. I'm feeling great. I'm feeling great. I'm Martin Luther King, the dream never died. I'm feeling great. I'm feeling great. I'm Michael Jordan winning for the 6th time. I'm feeling great. I'm feeling great. I pray to God we gon' make it to the finish line. I'm feeling made. I'm feeling made. I'm feeling like the president of the United States. I'm feeling like a $20 Bill Gates. I'm feeling like a $20 Bill Gates. Jimi Hendrix, Marvin Gaye, Nelson Mandela, Colin Powell, and Mark Twain. Dreams like his sellers we fight, often rebellious. Can't forget what Malcolm X and Dr. King tell us. Yeah, don't let your hope fade, cause you are great in your own way. I'm feeling well rested, sleep late. I'm feeling like a nigga with a cheap face. You can have what you want, no cheap date. Dreams, aim for the stars, no cheap skate. Make sure your game's up the par like EA. And if time's getting hard, take each day. One day at a time, it ain't easy. Some things school couldn't teach me. Smoke great, like a Bob Marley. Pray, eat, sleep, pray, like I'm Gandhi. I'm like Muhammad Ali. Move free as a butterfly, sting like a bee. Cause I'm feeling like Big Fell, Tupac, Jam Master J, and Big L. I'm feeling great. I'm feeling great. I'm a
my niggas. Those of you who doubted me are going down, down, down. I'm the record man who never called. Can you hear what's going on? Those of you who doubted me are going down, down, down. Record man who never called. Can you hear what's going on? DJ Castro. Who doubted me, you're going down, down, down. Record man who never called.
Lead like a general. 2 guns on me and them 6 is identical. Nigga, I can finish you. I'm trying to get rid of you. I can make the soul come right through your physical. Got a 6th sense I can see in the spiritual. So I'm not the typical nigga. I'm a miracle with the ill flow. And my shit is uncurable. Just to take a step in my shoes would be difficult. Niggas ain't scared in their face that they pitiful. I can put you out your misery if you're miserable. Shit to get critical. Fucking with the criminals. He ain't die over the money, it was the principles. Rapping hypocritical, acting like they ain't killable. Talking about they be in the hood, but they invisible. Be analytical, plus I'm unpredictable. Kicking your door, killing everything in my visual.
You're going down. Be in the vibe.
shit going down, down, down.
Yo, this shit turned into a fucking music review. Send me some music. Shit, fuck it. You know what I mean?
Style impeccable, flow incredible, intellect crazy, you can say intellectual. Laugh at these clown niggas, they so hysterical. Try to block, but they can't stop it, inevitable. Stay with the guns, me and the pistols inseparable. Close range bullets, see your brains on the level you. You should buy a shot to your top to be a vegetable. So you still dead if you want to get technical. We can go to war, better get the best of you. Dudes look like food, that means that you're edible. Looking at a G and I see that you're skeptical. But if you try me, homie, that'll be the death of you. Chick bisexual, and she's so sexual. Love beating it up, cause the bitch is so flexible. She don't disrespect, cause she know that's unacceptable. When she go low, she's a motherfucking professional.
This is my shit right here. Right here, this song right here. Fuck with it, my nigga. You know what I mean? Shout out to my nigga B8, though. You know what I mean? It's my nigga, shout out. It's my dude Trips, man. That's easy, baby. I ain't never gonna forget you. Love you. It's great.
Hey.
Shit's on the field.
I be on my grind, man. I'm just trying to get it. Money on my mind, so it's money over bitches. I do anything to get it, anything to get it. That's the bitch you taking when you trying to make millions. I be on my grind, every second of a minute. Till the world is mine and everything in it. All the fly cars, all the fine women. I'm a two-time loser, now a nigga winning. You mad, cause I swag, that's too bad. I'm gonna get it, money on my mind, I'm gonna get it. If I could take you back way before rap to the beginning, when I used to stay trapping and track is over for business. When I used to skip class and be stuck in the school suspension, I'm probably why I ain't finished. Counter definition, right nigga round pad, headed for a collision. Said he wouldn't last, either be dead in prison. For me, I say they just hating, cause now they just non-existent. My nigga said I can make it, gotta go out and get it. And show them I'm more prolific, I shine and glow and I'm gifted. Rhyming words in the sentence, the flow's retarded, autistic. Hold a part of my biscuit, I'm as smart as a wizard. I'ma handle my business, right from the start to finish, man. I be on my grind, man, I'm just trying to get it. Money on my mind, so it's money over bitches. I do anything to get it, anything to get it.
Silverback, what up, baby?
You taking when you trying to make millions. I be on my grind, every second of a minute. Till the world is mine and everything in it. All the fly cars, all the fine women. I'm a two-time loser, now a nigga winning. Too mad, cause I swag, and I swag, that's too bad. I'm gonna get it, money on my mind, I'm gonna get it. If I can speed it up, it's just enough to where we winning. Then you will see our winning change the thing from the beginning. Cause truthfully, I always really knew that I'd be in it. Now you can see the difference between the truth and the gimmick. It's the truth when I'm spitting, trying to give you the vision.
Silverback, what's good, man? What's popping, bro? You trying to come on? You see, I'm waiting for my panel to come on. You can jump on, baby. You know how we do, Silverback. You know what I mean? I got people sending you the link right now, man. Don't worry, Silverback. People sending you the link right now. Come on if you're ready to get it on. You know what I mean? But I'm going to bump this music right now. You know what I mean?
I be on my grind, but now the booth is the kitchen. Turn the work in the rhymes, and now it's a new position. Every one of my lines is criminal with the biggest. Homie, we got to get it. Hustling and stay consistent. I don't think that they get it. That rapping is my addiction. Now I'm sticking and clipping. Finger be itching. I ain't flooding the pit. But riding is my addiction. I'm riding out with my niggas, being in coalition. Seeing is believing. So pay attention. Open up your eyes, dog. You're gonna miss it. Open up your eyes, dog. You're gonna miss it. I be on my grind, man. I'm just trying to get it. Money on my mind, so it's money over bitches. I do anything to get it. Anything to get it. That's the risk you taking when you trying to make millions. Ain't second of a minute. Till the world is mine and everything in it. All the fly cars, all the fly women. I'm a two-time loser. Now a nigga winning. That's my shit right there. What up, baby?
What up, B?
That's yo, that right there. What I was just playing. I played my cousin first, and then I played one of my artists that I used to push. And he says "we in the world" a lot. So I gotta, you know what I mean? I gotta, you know what I mean? Take that. You know what I mean? I gotta run with that. You know what I mean? That's my work. That's my work. What's up, though, baby? Talk to me.
Man, not much. Chilling like a villain, bro.
I was supposed to have Eric Sanders come on. He didn't come on yet, so I don't want to like, you know what I'm saying? He's not there. But me and you and whoever come on the panel, you know how we do. We're gonna have to do our thing. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm gonna put it out there like that. People that don't come on my show, y'all don't stop me. I'm gonna put it out. Just don't stop me. You think y'all stop me? I'm gonna play my music. I'm gonna do my thing. I just know not to fuck with you no more. I don't give a fuck who you be. Don't tell me you want to come on. You know what I mean? That's it. But I can't say that yet because he told me he was coming on. He might be late. You know what I'm saying? Such and such, such and such. So we're gonna leave it there till further ado.
I feel it.
Because
I like the fact that you even got him on, especially after the little Shaun King Twitter shit.
Yeah. I just hit him up. He emailed me. He's official to come on. So, you know, he's a busy man. I know for a fact he's a busy man. He don't got to tell me that. So I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt because he told me he's on today. So I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt. You know what I mean?
Big facts.
But it's good to see you on. Me and you can get on something. You know what I'm saying? Whatever you want. I wouldn't mind getting on. What I really want to get on, I don't want to hear shit. You hear what I'm about to say to you, bro? I don't want to hear shit. If this Biden motherfucker get in, right? They got this motherfucker Trump out, right? You got him out. Y'all want him out, right? He's out. If Biden comes in and I see one black person on my timeline, I can't go across the globe. I can't do that. But on my Facebook timeline, I catch you whining about the system, brutality. I catch you. I'm in the cuts like this, like a lion, bro. I'm in the cuts like a lion, waiting to pounce. I see them little Facebook friends. You know who they are. Y'all know who y'all are. I catch you whining about police brutality. I catch you whining about systematic racism. If I catch you complaining about our back, I'm coming. Because you voted this dude in. It's your right. Just like everybody, just like you had the right to vote for who you vote for, and everybody had the right for who they vote for. You voted him in. He's in. He's in. That means I don't want to hear nothing. Your Black Lives Matter? Pack your bags. Pack your bags. What? Black Lives Matter better pack their bag. I don't want to see them.
Tell them pack their bags and just write a note.
Write a note. That means police, when they kill a nigga that's unarmed, they going to jail. They're going to get charged with murder because Biden's in office now. So everybody, the police, is going to be held accountable. So all that police shooting a dude and getting away with it and nothing happened, no, Biden's in office now. We're straight. Biden got us.
Apparently, bro.
Apparently the way they moving got us.
Hey, I'm seeing Negroes talk about, they talking about my daughter finally got somebody to look up to. And she's going to be a vice president.
Why did she look up to you? You had to wait for Kamala Harris to be vice president for your daughter to look up to somebody?
Because you ain't shit.
Look up to you. Yo, Judah, what is the mother doing that she can't look up to you? You must be thotting it.
Hey, they clearly ain't shit themselves, bro. If your daughter got to go outside her house to find a hero or find somebody to look up to, it's something wrong with you.
You had to wait for Kamala Harris to turn vice president to look for your daughter to look for some inspiration. Oh, god damn! Your daughter's a thought. Your daughter must be out there thotting it
out here.
She for the streets. Your daughter must be for the streets.
Hey, she a thought in the world. Fuck you, mean?
Come on, man.
Good to see you, my brother.
Yo, you know what's mad about the same thing about Obama? What happened? They said, "Oh yeah, now we got a black president. We got somebody to look for." Now y'all started calling about race. Y'all started crying about systematic racism. Y'all started talking. You got basketball players. You got NBA players like LeBron wearing equality on their shirts. Which one is it, man? Make up your minds, man.
Big fact.
It doesn't make any sense to me, bro.
It don't, bro. It don't. Because it be crazy, bro. They be screaming, it's a system. It's the system. And bro, then they run out and vote. Hey, Foolie.
Yo, what did they do? Tell me what they just did. Repeat that.
They ran out and voted.
But the system
But
is racist. The system is flawed. It's racist.
It don't make sense, bro.
Bill Gates is back. Did you know that Bill Gates is back?
Oh, that's because he think Biden won.
Bill Gates is back.
Yeah, that he think Biden won, so he think the charges and shit that he was gonna go down for. You know what I'm saying?
Coincidence that he's back, or it's just part of like. I just want to ask you your opinion. Do you think that's a coincidence he's back, or just what's going on?
I don't know. I think a lot of people who was running because Trump was coming after them. I think they started to show their face because they think Biden's the president.
Yeah, they really think he's the president because I don't know. Me, I'm gonna keep it a stack. I think so too a little bit because of the media. I can't say that I'm blind to the media and I don't see the media. So when the media keeps pushing, projected, he made it. You see all that. Even me, I'm like, damn, he won. Like, oh shit, look like he won for real. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Until you sit back and go, why are they still counting?
Oh.
If it's over, what? Just stop the counting. I mean, what's the point of keep counting if it's over? Bro, it's so much information out here, bro, about the fraud shit, bro. I don't know what to say, man.
I don't know what to say neither. All I can say is
Come here real quick. All right.
All I can say is that I know blind sheep, what it looks like. You know what I'm saying? I know what blind sheep and I know what rhetoric is. You know what I'm saying? Stuff like that. I'm not trying to like you know what I'm saying? So I'm not trying to like, you know what I mean? Blow people up and you know what I mean? Be mean about it. Shit like that. I'm not trying to do that. Oh, I lost him a little bit. He'll be back. Damn, where my callers at? That's crazy. Shimmy, y'all, shimmy, yay. Give me the mic, so I got. Give me the mic, so I got. All right. I'm gonna have a New York. I'm about to play some music again. I was doing good with the music, was I not, folks? Keep it a stack. I was doing good with the music. Yo, Silverback, I'm gonna get you in here, baby. We're in the world. I see my man didn't even answer my call. This dude. That's all good. It's all good. Those of you. Come on, what I'm about to do? Hold on. Boom. Yo, subscribe and share whoever's on. You know what I'm saying? I ain't too many 100,000 on. But I'm going to do my thing. Okay, here we go right here. Let's see what's going on. Who is that? Add to screen. Hey, my guy.
What's going on, brother?
Yo, we might as well fuck around because this dude is late. So I'm not going to sit around. You know what I'm saying? Oh, my boy Maytay's on. You know what I'm saying? He's late, so I'm not going to sit around. We're going to do the show. You feel me?
I got you. Wait, give me 1 second. Give me 1 second. Be right there.
Maytay, what up, baby?
Yo, what's going on with it, brother?
We in the world, baby. Welcome to the show, man. About time your black ass came on.
Man, listen, it's been a pleasure, man. It's a pleasure being here, brother. You know, busy schedule, bro. Busy schedule.
Yo, listen. What we going on today, man? Aisha Palave. Ça n'a fait aujourd'hui, amen.
Mon cher, parle avec me. Tu me sauves parler de me. You want to talk political? You want to talk, you know what I'm saying?
No, we going to go on first, right? I already had this subject, right? This is what I want to go. Me and you, Maytay. Tim, hold on for a minute. Me and Maytay going to kick it for a minute. Maytay, me and you from where? Where we from?
From Haiti, man.
Okay, besides Haiti, we from the streets, real call, police contact, all that shit. Is police brutality the number one problem in the hood? Your opinion. I'm asking for your opinion. Is that the number one problem in the hood?
Absolutely not.
Thank you. Compared to what the way the media is pushing it, they make it look like, you know what I'm saying? I'm not. Oh, what's up, Mike?
I think he's on mute. I can see the mute button.
Yo, Mike, unmute yourself. He muted himself. He probably clicking the camera. Yo, Mike, unmute yourself. I'm about to call him. Okay, say something. Introduce yourself, Mike.
Hey, what's up, man? What's going on, man?
Introduce yourself, brother.
Hey, how you doing? It's Michael Law, friend of Zim, a retired cop, and I'm just here.
You know, I got the NYPD in here, gentlemen, to make sure everything is, you know what I mean? You know what I mean, Mayte?
Of course.
Nice.
Yay! Yeah.
Okay, I got the squad in. Listen,
Mike Law, nice to meet you,
Michael Law. This is what I want to tell you. We're talking about my first thing that I brought up. I brought up is police brutality and police killing the number one problem in the hood. As a cop, you should be able to answer that for us.
Of course.
Is that the number one problem in our neighborhood?
Well, that's one, and also a lack of resources also. But as we can see, every time we turn on the television, it's police killings, police brutality. So it's the number one thing that's affecting us, besides of lack of resources.
What like when you was on the force? Was there on the force? How many cops you know that did dirt like that, like killed unarmed men and so on and so on? Like, do you know cops that actually done that?
I didn't know many. I didn't work with many, and I had a supervisor that I worked with before I was a cop. He killed somebody, but it was justified. The person was coming at him with a machete. The person was mentally ill. He just came out of nowhere. He had to defend himself. So most of the people that I know, they were, well, I don't know that many people, but they were justified. But there are a lot of unjustified killings out there.
Let me say something to you about this, Mike. You see, okay, me and Mayte, we were just talking, right? We're from the we're street dudes. We're from the streets, and when I mean we're from the streets, we did things, right?
Of course.
And me and him, before you came on, we agreed that police brutality is not the number one problem in the black community. We don't believe that. I don't believe that. I believe it's a problem. I believe that people should whatever. But I don't think it's just the number one problem in the community. From my experience. Who wants to say something? Who said that?
I just want to say one. Yeah,
go ahead.
Let me say one thing about that. Me, right? When it comes to police brutality, and everybody talking about police killing black people and so forth and so forth, I always tell them, I said, let me ask you a question. When was the last time that you seen a white man getting killed by police on television? You don't see that because the narrative that they're painting is that it's a race war. That's what they want, the race war. So for me, when I look at what's transpiring right now, especially in the the black communities, I look at it and I say, listen, this is what's happening, man. You guys got to understand that however you look at it, whether right or wrong, these individuals are risking their lives days in, days out. You know what I'm saying? So with them on their mind, knowing that minorities on their heads because of all this police brutality, you know what I'm saying? They're already on alert. So the first thing they're gonna want to do is they're gonna want to try to, you know what I'm saying, protect themselves. Just like
That's
a black man. A police pull up on a black man, the police are automatically is gonna, you know what I'm saying, the black man automatically is gonna be on edge. Why? Because of brutality. So right now, what we're having in the communities is you know what I'm saying, how do you say, we're not communicating. Because if one party think that this party's going to kill them and the next party think that the next party's going to kill them, what's going to happen? It's going to be destruction. However you want to look at it, however you want to cut that cake, that's what's
right.
going to happen. So for me, I look at it and I say this: listen, realistically, statistically speaking, right? And I'm going statistically. I'm not talking about shit that I hear or what. I'm talking about statistics. Let's just say every year, right, about 5,000 white people get killed by police, right? Every year, about 1,000 black people get killed by police. When we look at the race, right? We look at the race and we be like, okay, you know what I'm saying? A lot of minorities are getting killed by police. But you got to think about it. If they say that there is, hypothetically, I'm just giving numbers out. You know what I'm saying? My numbers is not accurate. I'm just giving a number out.
Yeah,
Let's
we
just say
freestyle.
there's only 5 million black people in the world. You know what I'm saying? If there's only 5 million black people in the United States of America, and there is
That's wrong.
5 million white people in
He just giving
America,
numbers.
you know what happens, right?
He's not being accurate.
Listen, there's 40.
Yeah, I'm not being accurate. I'm just giving a number off the top because
Go ahead,
realistically, you know what I'm saying?
Patriots Nation, go ahead. What you
So
about to tell me?
my whole thing.
I want to give you the correct number. That's why.
Okay, go ahead. Help us out. Go ahead. Help us out.
Okay.
The population of the African American or black communities in America is 40 million. 40 million. There's 40 million African.
Okay.
That's according to the Census Bureau, stuff like that. So
there's more than.
And what about white?
No, so the white population probably makes up like 65 to 75% of the population. So if you're saying there's 330 million, allegedly 330 million Americans, you would have to say it's a good 250 plus million, at least 250 plus million Caucasians in America.
Okay.
So you got to realize,
With?
I mean, I'm just making a guess. I don't know the Caucasian numbers, so I don't really follow that.
Okay.
We're talking about police brutality, so I can only go by the statistics that the government's putting forth based on the census. You know what I'm saying? When they do the census every year, they're saying there's allegedly 40 million African Americans and black people that represent America. It's only 13% of the population. So
let me
all right. So let me ask you a question, which goes to my whole point, right? I'm gonna show you something. And again, I think outside the box. I don't think inside the box. Now, if 10% of African Americans is getting killed by police, right? At 45 million, what does that give you? 4.5 million African Americans is getting killed yearly. So
hell no,
not at all, not at all.
If it was that many, bro, that'd be crazy.
That's like 4.
No, again, I'm speaking hypothetically. I'm not saying that that's what it is. I'm just giving a number. I'm just saying 10% African Americans is getting killed by police, and there's only 45 million.
That's
4.5 million.
No, it's not.
So how much did that come out to?
10% of that. 10% of that number you're talking about is like 450.
All right. Now, all right. Let me ask you a question. How much is 10% of the white population? You understand what I'm saying? I said.
I didn't hear the question.
My question is, if there's 200 million, so what does 10% come out to?
Out of 200 million? Probably 200,000.
All right. So however you look at it, right? However you look at it, that means that if we're going by the rates, because if you look at rates, more Caucasian people get killed by police. I'm talking about realistically, and I'm talking statistically.
Yes. Correct.
Right. So more Caucasians get killed by police than blacks. So my whole thing is this: if more Caucasians get killed by police than blacks do, how can you not say that? And I'm saying more white people is getting killed by police than black is, because however you look at the numbers show Caucasians is getting killed, but we just have the narrative they paint in our head that says that, listen, only black people's getting killed for the simple fact that only thing they're showing is black people getting killed on social media.
It doesn't fit the narrative.
Let me just add on to that. That's the same.
Go ahead.
using Meite's statistics, it's the same thing. Like it's a narrative. I call it double speak. Double speak means it's just propaganda. We call it news speak. Here in America, we call it the media. We could take those same statistics. Okay, what do they always show? I'm gonna get off topic a little bit, but bear with me. It's all relevant. You take welfare. They propose that the African American communities are on welfare. Meanwhile, there's probably 5 times as many white people on welfare than there is black people. Let's go with abortion. Well, the black people have abortions. There's probably 7 to for every one black person. Like, it's the numbers, and they're screwing with the numbers to do a narrative to keep the black. In my opinion, I don't know. I'm not in the black community, so you got to forgive me. I'm just going by what my friends tell me. Like,
yes. Tim, you with black folks, bro. You with black folks. Go ahead, man. Talk. You with black folks.
I can only go by that. So what the media does, or I call it double speak, okay, buffoonery. They're playing at the emotions of everybody, even on the white side, they're making it seem like the ignorant white people who don't know any better themselves. Because there's more white people than there are black people, and there's more ignorant white people because there's more of us. Okay, they're gonna believe that narrative. Oh, why? If they're poor, they're like, oh, why did black people get everything? Why did it? No, it's based on a number. For every one black person collecting a welfare check, there's probably 5 white people collecting a welfare check because it's 7 to 1. Right. It's 7 to 1. For
probably
every black
more.
woman having an abortion, there's probably 7, 5, 6, 7 white women having abortions. It's a propaganda thing to divide us. That's my opinion. One man, one opinion.
That is more than an opinion, brother. That's facts. That's a fact that if there's more people, you're gonna do more. You know what I mean? More people means you do more. Like, that's it. You know what I mean? More people, you do more. That's it.
Well, there's one thing. Let me add on to that, and then I'll let the next person talk. There's one thing about, in my 49 years on this planet, one thing that I've learned throughout my experiences is that people lie, cops lie, teachers, everybody lie, pastors lie, rabbis lie, everybody lies. The only thing that does not lie is math, arithmetic. Math never lies.
Never lie. Numbers never lie.
They can spin it any which way.
That's right.
Whether you're in clergy, whether you're in law enforcement. I want to talk on that also, but I want to let the other panelists have their say. Okay, I'm just giving my opinion, how I view things. Not how this person views things, or what the media is telling me to believe. There's a lot of things I can talk and how I view it, and hopefully that can maybe help other people to look at.
Yo, Judah, you got something to say? Chime in.
Yeah. So I mean, honestly, police brutality is maybe it is like a thing, like something happens. Maybe, you know what I'm saying? I'm sure it does. But the number one problem has never been that for black people. The number one problem is the lack of a father in the household. That's the number one problem. A lot of us that grew up with, not myself, I grew up with a father, but a lot of black people who grew up without fathers don't know what an authoritative figure is. And when somebody's telling you to do something, you need to do it.
Fact.
I mean, that's just plain and simple. If it's an authority figure, excuse me, make sure I say that. But so a police officer, in a lot of these cases, you see that people are trying to resist. They're like going back and forth. Like, that's just not what you do. And it's not just a black thing either, the father thing. That's an America thing. America, like, since the Democrats and a lot of these people been ruling, they attack the family, and a lot of the fathers are out of the household. And that's taken away, giving that authority over the kids. Like, kids need to know what that is, like, and they don't have it. So when they get out here in the street, they think they can say anything to anybody. You know what I'm saying? They could talk any type of way. They don't think nobody has any kind of authority over them, including the police. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, you might think, a police pull you over, you might think, yeah, he on bullshit, blah, blah, blah. Well, sit down with your hands on the wheel, get what he's gonna say, let it go, and take it to court. Get his badge number, you know what I'm saying? Get your day in court and go to court. But instead, guys want to handle that right on the street, and you can't do that. And I'm not saying that every single case is like that, but it's a lot of cases that's like that, where people are just literally like resisting arrest, and then you got ignorant other people out here promoting them to do that. Like, oh, they still shouldn't have shot him, Like, dude, how do they know what they're gonna do?
What about that?
Like, people got families and things to take care of.
What about that situation in Philly? How do you? It's just, to be honest, like you see that situation that happened in Philly with the cop. I only think the cop was wrong for shooting him 14 times, but the dude came out the house and charged the police
with a knife.
With a knife, like he charged them. And I don't agree with the police shoot. Only thing I don't agree with is 14 shots.
Right, me too.
That's all I disagree with. You didn't have to shoot him that many times, but he got to get clapped. Like I gotta clap you, man. You coming at me. You coming at me directly with a knife, bro.
Can I say something about police and the police brutality? I think my
go ahead. That's what the show's about. Go ahead.
Okay, now, like I said, I'm going to try to explain it from my point of view. I'm only one man, one opinion, so hopefully people can maybe take what I say and then try to piece the whole puzzle together. Now, first, let me start off by saying, number one, I'm not pro-cop. I'm not anti-cop. I'm anti-corruption. The problem that we have with the police stations is that law has become perverted. It's been molested. So basically, what the cops are doing is now they lost track of their duty, that the oath that they took. They're no longer serving the people or the people of the communities. They're serving their public unions. They're serving the legislators. So when you want to blame cops for doing bad deeds, you can't blame them for doing that because what you got to do is it's the legislators. It's the legislators who pass the bills, and then the governor signs them. So it starts from the top down. So if the cops. All the cops are doing, I mean, they used it in Nazi Germany. It didn't work too well. It didn't work too well when they lost the war in the Nuremberg trials. I'm just following orders. I'm just doing my job. It didn't work too well for the Nazis. It didn't work too well for the Japanese. But unfortunately, America won the war, and America's using the same tactic. And they're blaming the cops. The politicians know what they're doing. They're making laws so unbearable for cops. Now, basically the law of the land is life, liberty, and property. And that's all the cops are supposed to do is protect your life, your property, and your liberty. And what happens is they come up with all these arbitrary laws, seatbelt laws, speeding. Like, okay, they make sense in the long run, but when you're given a cop and you're giving him more power than what the Constitution actually gives him, there's an old saying: power corrupts, absolutely, but absolute power corrupts absolutely. Meaning, once they know they can get away with all this, and they have the tyrants. I call them tyrants. The governors, the mayors, I call them tyrants. And then they have the tyrants of the old ages. It's just modern. It's just in America. We never seen it because it's America. We're supposed to be the home of the free, land of the brave, yada yada yada. Red, white, and blue flag up your rectum. But it's all false. And so you got to blame the legislators. You got to blame the mayors. You got to blame the people who create these laws, and they're passing it down to the cops. So when the law becomes perverted and molested, the cop has, like I said, the cop loses his morality. Just like the citizens, they lose their morality. You get to the point where you have to just, do you respect the law or do you not respect the law? And that's
Michael Law, what do you Michael Law, as a retired officer, what do you have to say about that?
Well, I have two solutions to this, right?
Okay.
Because, all right, the first solution is we need more blacks as cops.
That's a fact.
We can't keep saying fuck the police, don't join the job, and then we have these white racist people policing our neighborhood and expecting for them to treat us like human beings. That's unrealistic. We need more minorities in the police departments all over America. The second thing is, go ahead.
Go ahead. I'm sorry. I ain't want to interrupt.
Let him finish real quick. Let him finish, and you go in, Judah. Let him finish. Let him finish.
The second thing is companies. They run this country. This is why they get a big tax breaks. The people that are changing the laws are not people like me and you. Those are companies that are lobbying. Those are companies that are going to Congress. Those are companies that are donating millions of dollars to politicians like Joe Biden and Trump. These are the companies that can make a difference. So what's the solution? What's the solution? Life insurance. If every blacks have life insurance, and each time a cop kills one, the company's got to keep paying out millions of dollars. They're gonna get tired of it. They're gonna lobby Congress. They're gonna talk to all the politicians to change the laws, and the laws will change overnight, and all that will stop. We need to focus on solutions that's gonna change things.
That's a fact.
Complaining
I
Let me
has
agree.
not
let me
worked.
add
We've
on.
been complaining for 500
Hold on,
years.
Patriot. He's almost done.
Yeah, we've
Go
been
ahead,
complaining
Patriot
for
Nation. For
500
you.
years.
No,
Yeah, we've
Michael
been
Wall.
complaining for the last 500 years. Nothing has happened. We gotta take affirmative actions.
Well, it's a little bit deeper than that. I agree with what you're saying. There's different solutions. One of the solutions has to be police have to have accountability. Okay, so if you're a police officer, instead of having the taxpayers fund your mistakes, fund your killings, a police officer like me as an individual, I have to carry my own personal liability insurance as a gun owner, as everything else. The police don't have to do that. Okay, it's like having a car. If you keep crashing your car, eventually you're going to have no more insurance. The policies keep going up. They're protected by the state. They're protected by the police unions. If the police officer had to carry personal liability, meaning for his firearm, for his arrests, you would see a decline. You would see a decline almost overnight in police brutality and police killing, because if you draw your firearm and shoot somebody, okay, and you're insured, you're insuring yourself as your own personal liability, your own intellectual, property intellectual, you're insuring yourself. Like I have to insure myself. I have to insure my home. I got to do this. I got to insure my car. The cops get a free pass. And the legislators and the courts give them that free pass. I think it's like, I don't know the proper term. It's like some kind of immunity, like professional immunity or something, whatever legal term they use. I can't think of it offhand because I was kind of, I came off not prepared for tonight's show. But if you hold the cops responsible and have them have personal liability, and all of a sudden you shoot and kill somebody, instead of the taxpayers and the unions protecting the cop and the taxpayers footing the bill, that cop himself should be held responsible for the same.
But you know what I like though? Patriots Nation, let me say something. I'm gonna piggyback off Mike. You see what Mike said? I totally see it kind of that way. That blacks do a lot of complaining about the police, but it's like if you can't beat them, semi-join them. You know what I'm saying? Like you're not gonna stop the police. You're not gonna stop the police from happening.
Can I add on with you?
Go ahead.
Basically, when a black man joins an all-white police, a police shit, a police whatever, he got to go through issues too, because you know what I'm saying, it's like a sorority basically. You know what I'm saying? So when a black cop become an officer, he's going to be judged by the white officer, and he's going to be judged by the black community. So at the end of the day, he's fucked at two. He's fucked either or.
He's fucked at either or.
You know, yeah, because you know what it is. I got pulled over by a black cop before, and I got pulled over by a white cop before. The black cop was more of an asshole towards me than the white cop. And you know what I mean? And I'm talking respectful to him, and this, that, and therefore, and he still was like a fucking prick, bro. You know what I'm saying? So you got these.
That's a fact.
You got these black officers.
These black officers are worse.
They turn their back on their community.
They turn on us.
And makes us as a black man be like, damn, I can't trust these cops because you talking about join. Then when you join them, you act just like the racist white officer.
But you know what I have to say with that? Like I'm not trying to have that back. But what it is to me, what I have to look at it like that is like when they join the force, like you said, if they join a force, right? A black cop joins the force, right? He's surrounded by white cops. So what is he gonna copy more? What is he gonna? You know, he has to get in line. Like if he wants to keep his job, he has to either get in line or he's not there anymore. So if you had more black cops on the force, don't you think that would probably be a little different? Like he probably wouldn't have to suck butt so much as you want to call it.
Exactly.
Like, listen, man. Sometimes you have a good cop. He's a good cop. It don't matter what circumstances he's in.
But sometimes they're surrounded by like the chief of police is white, and he has his narrative that he's putting out. And you know, and he's gonna cater to his white. Under him.
I want to say something about that. Like I'm gonna use a story that's been out publicly. I'm gonna use the Central Five. Remember the Central Five? The
Yeah.
5 black kids in New York City. All right, let me give you an example. Okay, we're gonna use
Hey,
obviously
get
Michael Wall.
backstage, man. Somebody's in your backstage. Sorry. I don't mean to cut you off. Somebody's trying to come on. Somebody's on the backstage.
I'm sorry for talking while you're interrupting, Arms. I'm sorry, buddy.
Sorry, but
I don't see it. They didn't come on yet. Tell them to keep doing it. I don't see nothing.
All right.
But go ahead, Patriot Nation.
All right, I'm gonna use the Central Five situation.
Okay.
People want to. Okay, I'm gonna say that Trump was racist. White people this, people that. What they're refusing to accept. The mayor was a black mayor. The NYPD commissioner was a black man. The head detective was a black man, and the prosecutor was a black man. So everybody involved. Okay, and they use it's called, and Michael Law knows what I'm going to talk about. They use it's called the read technique. That's what they train the cops about interrogation, the read technique. And Michael Law knows that I'm right about that. And what they do is once these detectives learn that read technique, they can make people give false confessions.
A read technique? What is that? What is that?
It's how they teach cops how to interrogate. The good cop, bad cop. They lie. It teaches them how to lie. It's a government thing. Every interrogator in the police force, it's called the REID, R-E-I-D technique. Anybody can Google it up. You want to find out how cops operate? Google the REID technique.
Okay.
Okay. Every cop gets taught that. As you get higher up in your rank.
Is that true, Michael Law?
Well, back then they did things differently. Now they wouldn't get away with it. Now you need evidence. So back then, that's what they were doing. They used to beat you too. They used to beat you into confessions. You know, the 80s, the 90s, things were different.
It's the
Okay.
So now
extra politics. What up, man? Xenopolitics. What up? How you doing, sir?
I'm all right, man. How you doing today? How is everyone doing today?
Everybody say what's up to Exopolitics. He's in the world.
What's good, baby? What's good?
Okay, Tim, go ahead, man. So we're gonna let Exopolitics drop in, man. New guys always say new things. Let's see what's going on. Go ahead, Patriot Nation, it's on you.
Oh, it's on me? Oh,
yes, on you. I'm letting you finish.
Oh no, so I'm just saying basically it all boils down to it's what people believe. It's what information they if you're going to watch TV, watch make believe reality TV, you get desensitized to reality, and everything you hear you believe. Okay, that's just like and that's the problem. Everybody says, "Oh, white cops did this, white cops did this to the Central Five," but meanwhile, the whole thing's a lie.
The whole thing's a lie, and they put out something that not only did white people believe, but so did black people. Black people believe them boys did it. Black people believe them boys did it, and they ran with that. Xenopolitics, man, spit what's up. Introduce yourself and say what you got to say, brother.
Xenopolitics from New York, and I've been listening to the show since the beginning. It's a whole. The culture needs to change, and not necessarily just the police department, but also the higher ups, the DAs, the judges, the court system. To touch on a little bit of what Patriot Nation said, it has to start from the top to be able to change the culture. The entire culture of that has to change. It's almost like, remember, it started as no offense, but a white man's club, the police, the fire department. It all started as a white man's club, and it kind of has that same
overseer.
Yeah, it has that same kind of lore today. So in terms of, a black man joining the police department as such, of course, you're going to have to stay in if you get in based on the culture that's already there. But it also comes down to, police being able to, and I've heard stories, I've never seen it, of police being more neighborhood or community active in terms of knowing the stores, the locations, the people in the neighborhood, things of that nature. You don't have that anymore.
That neighborhood. Xenopolitics or being from that neighborhood. Like, remember when we used to watch, you ever watch like a movie and they show you a cop, right? And he's walking the beat and he knows the people and he's speaking to them and he's nice to them. Like, he's a cop, but he knows the people of the community. Like, there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with that. You know what I mean? Go ahead.
But that's where it has to start, though. So you kind of have to kind of change it from that aspect as well, because if a cop knows a kid from when he's a kid and he knows he's a good kid, granted, when you have that kind of community aspect, you know who's good, you know who's bad, and you
Right.
can kind of judge it from there based on that. You don't have that anymore. A cop thinks it's a job for the most part. I can only speak for New York. You know, a cop comes to the inner city of the Bronx, Brooklyn, Queens. It's a job for him. He comes, does his job, and then goes back to Long Island, Staten Island, or wherever with his own people. There is no kind of like community there. So, you know, the thing is, everyone can spew numbers or global numbers or whatever, but unless I grew up in the hood, I grew up in the Bronx, so I've seen it firsthand. You know what I mean. I've never met a cop that was a good cop per se. There shouldn't be any a phrase of good cop or bad cop. All cops should be the same. You know, and to touch on that, you know, when cops come in, the power corrupts them. Everyone is born with free will, so you know what's right and what's wrong. You know what I mean? There probably are cops that still go by the motto of being well,
You
but
know,
I've
let
never
me
seen
ask you
it.
a question. Let me ask you a question. You said you grew up in the Bronx. Like, how were the cops? Like what were they doing?
Terrible. I mean, the thing is, even if to touch on someone said being respectful to the cop, and even if you're like that, to be honest with you, again,
They were
I've
terrible to who? They were terrible to who? Law-abiding citizens or dudes on the
everyone,
block?
everyone. All right. So, for example,
Okay.
normally, whenever you get stopped by a cop being black, right? The first thing is not, hey, officer, you'll have your seatbelt on. Like the thing is, because I had cops in the family via friends or other family, so they taught me how to do it to make the cops feel comfortable. You know, when the cop pulls up to you on a car stop, for instance, make sure all your windows are down, make sure the keys are out, your seatbelt is on, and your keys are on top of the dashboard. At that point, there should be no fear. I've done this plenty of times in terms of that procedure to ensure the cop feels safe. And the cop will come up to you, and the first thing he'll say is, "Not hey, hey, hello, good evening." Whenever you get stopped, it's hey, where the fuck are you going? Whoa, whoa, whoa! That's the first greeting. And the thing is, when you're born into the system, let's say the neighborhood, the Bronx, Brooklyn, wherever cops are that let's say are not good cops. That's how they greet you when you're black or Spanish or brown when you
Michael
first
Law, is
come
that
into.
true? Michael Law, is that true?
Yeah, well, that's how it is. But just remember that it's not every cop. There's a few
Okay.
bad apple.
We
There's
have
a
Zeno
10%.
politics. We have an XY and we have an X and a retired XY MPD, and I'm just, you know what I mean. So he's in the panel. So that's why I asked him that. Michael Law is retired. He's a
Yeah, I
retired.
mean, I know of course, I know there's quote unquote good cops, and not all cops are the same. But what anyone's numbers say,
No, you
when
breaking
you're
up. You breaking
living
up.
it, it's different. Oh,
Okay.
sorry. So no, I said regardless of whatever the numbers say about having more white people killed or arrested by cops than black people, when you're living it, it's a different story. You're in the mix. You see it firsthand, right? And when it happens to you, not once, not twice, you know, it becomes almost like embedded in your mind. So it's not that you make it up, but you live it.
Were you in the streets? Like I was in the
No,
street. I was in the
well,
street. Like
I
let me,
mean,
let me put myself
everyone.
up.
I wasn't in the streets, but I knew people in the streets. I hung out in the streets every so often, but I wasn't sitting in the streets. You know what I'm saying?
Let me use myself as an example. Like I'm not trying to like cops 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 of course as we know it. You know what I'm saying? They don't have a good taste in our mouths. You know what I'm saying? They don't have a good reputation. I get it. But in my career, my street career, I never got shot at, and I got beat up by police twice. And both times I was in the criminal world.
Yeah, but okay, but let me ask you. But the thing is, I'm not always talking about physical. Sometimes it starts with the approach, the respect factor, how you approach someone. Again,
Okay.
most of the time you don't get approached with "Hey, how are you? Good evening." No matter how you talk to them, right? You're getting the same kind of feedback as in, hey, where the fuck you going? What are you doing? Or doing illegal searches. The thing is, the reason why a lot of black people get through certain things because you don't question it. A lot of times it may be like I know Judah was on here earlier saying if you just
Comply.
comply. The thing is, if you comply all the time with them violating your rights, because there's certain rights that are in place that Why are you stopping me? Why are you searching me? The thing is, if those things are questioned, we automatically escalate the situation. But it shouldn't be like that. But again, it's a lack of people knowing the law, and then it's a lack of the police knowing the law. That when the people who know the law confront the police who are supposed to know the law.
Let me ask you a question. Besides black people joining politics, right? I mean, besides people joining the police and so on and so on, what other method can we take to better the relationship between I'm not even gonna say blacks, like poor folks in the neighborhood and police? How do you better the relationship?
Longer training for one.
Okay,
I mean, I don't believe in defunding the police. That's a stupid idea.
I just want to ask a question.
But
Yo, Xenopolitics, he want to ask you a question. Go ahead.
With the exception of Michael Law, I understand why he does what he does, but he does have a picture of himself on it. But why is everybody hiding their identity? Like, I'm asking, how come I can't see who I'm talking to? Like,
I don't know. That's you know what I mean?
Like, what do you?
I mean,
why are you?
I mean, I'm not sure how that's relevant with the conversation, but
he's saying he wants to see who he's talking to.
Like I said, hold on. Like I said, with the exception of Michael Law, who is a retired police officer, so I'm sure he has enemies out there that he had to put under arrest. I can understand him hiding his identity, but he does have a profile picture of showing him. But what I'm saying is,
yeah, but I also work in the. Well, I work in the government, so
okay.
So I work in the government.
So what do you do? So what do you do for the government? What's your profession in the government?
Computer engineering.
Computer for the government. Computer. So basically, you're working in the cyber world as like a computer hack, maybe? I'm
not a hacker. What I do is I build images for the police department, for government agencies and such. So essentially, new interfaces, things that you may see up on a certain website or something, I build them for them on the back end.
So you're basically you're building the systems for terrorism and intelligence and stuff, like surveillance, basically, like, right?
I don't
I'm
do.
just trying to get a feel.
I'm talking about in terms of the individual departments. Like I don't do intelligence. I don't work for NSA or anything of that nature. But like I said, I work on a local.
So the question I want to ask you then. So are you a private contractor that you sub yourself out to the government and they pay you like a private public partnership, or are you employed by the government itself? Like,
no, I'm employed.
I'm a private contractor, but I can also go and get public jobs from the government. What I'm saying is, are you in? Because I don't know who you are. Honestly, I'm not being disrespectful. I don't know who you are. I have no face. I can't read I can't read you, and so that's why I'm asking these questions. Because you could, for all I know, you could be a 14-year-old kid. Obviously, you're not. You're very intelligent. So don't take it as an insult. Don't take it as an insult. But what I'm saying is,
I'm not. I mean,
when people hide their identity, they're hiding it for a specific reason. So you answered that by saying you work for the government. That's why I'm asking you: are you employed?
Well, not necessarily. I mean, I could easily just tell you that I'm not photogenic and I don't want to be on camera. I mean, that could always be it. I mean,
you're hiding. In my eyes, you're hiding something. I don't know. I could be wrong, but I'm just saying.
Well, I mean, these are.
Hold on, gentlemen. Hold on. Hey, Eric Sanders, what's up, guy? I think you're coming today.
No, I just sent you a message trying to find out what time it is.
We've been on for about an hour, man. I didn't think you was coming on, so I just went on with my guys.
Okay.
Introduce yourself to the panel, though, man. You can introduce yourself.
Sure. Yeah, my name is Eric Sanders. I was actually working on another case.
Nice to meet you, sir. Nice to meet you, sir.
Did you see? Hold on.
Good. I just sent you a message trying to find out what time it is. Yeah.
Who's that? Somebody's playing. Hold on. Let me fix this.
Somebody got to mute their mic.
Somebody got to mute their mic.
My name is Eric Sanders. I was actually working on another case.
I don't know who that is. But Eric Sanders, let's talk a little bit, man. Since you just came in, introduce yourself and let's get it going. Yo, who is that?
Someone. It's just like a lot of feedback.
Yeah, I know. I'm trying to figure out who it is.
Somebody might be playing something in the back. I'm not too sure.
All right, stop. But go ahead, Mr. Sanders. Mr. Sanders, what happened? Let me introduce Mr. Sanders myself. Mr. Sanders is coming on because Shaun King. You listen, everybody. Shaun King lied about his client and whatever, and he put up a post which is not true about his client. He's a lawyer. You're also a retired NYPD, right? Eric Sanders, you're also a retired NYPD, right?
Yes.
Yes, and you're also a New York civil rights leader. So we got two retired NYPDs on here. That's great. Who is that repeating?
There's a lot of feedback.
Who is that?
Take them off.
Okay, that's not that.
Yeah, there's a lot of feedback coming through.
I'm about to fix it. Hold on, let me fix it. Hold on.
Somebody might be playing the video on the back.
I'm about to fix it. Let me fix it. It might be me.
A lot of feedback.
Hold on. Let me see. Hold on. I'm just trying to figure out who it is. Oh, it's Eric. Eric, it's you.
It's me?
Yeah.
My battery's dying on my thing.
Okay.
Well, Eric, introduce yourself and let's talk about, the show and let everybody know what's going on.
Yeah, I'm hearing like a whole lot of feedback.
Why is that? It's coming from you though, because when I mute you, it's done.
Yeah, but there's nothing on.
Why is it doing that?
You don't have your YouTube on by any chance?
Okay. Well, what would you like me to do? You want me to go put on headphones?
I don't know. See if that happens. I don't know. See if that works.
Well, why don't I go? Just give me like 1 second. I'll go put on some headphones.
All right, bet.
All right.
Let me try that.
Okay.
Hold on.
Well, how do I get him big screen though? Okay, yeah, I like that one.
Hey, do you want me to keep the show going? And before we get back to the police brutality and stuff like that?
Yeah, keep going. Go ahead. Keep the show going. Go ahead.
Your Patreon nation, I thought you was coming for me. You know what I mean?
What's that, Ed?
I thought you was coming for me. Talk about a mask.
You never duck me, bro. I got to give you credit, Arms. You never duck me. You come at me strong, so I appreciate that.
You already know.
Bro. I appreciate that.
No, it is Eric Sanders' thing though.
Yeah, he might have the YouTube playing.
Okay, because it's him.
So mute him. You gotta mute him.
Michael Law. Yo, my guy. Yo, Mike, what up, baby? I like that, Mike.
Yeah,
Mike.
Michael Law came out too.
You see what he did? Aisha, me sure he Aisha, me sure yeah. Aisha. Nous parlons créole sous ça tout.
You on mute.
Je passe even.
Nous parlons créole tout par Aisha. Nous parlons créole tout. Yo, Patriot Nation, you gotta show them faces, baby. I like that, Mike. All right, we got Eric Sanders in the house. Where'd he go? See, it's him. You see that?
Yeah.
It's him. He has to figure that out. I think it is probably the headphones.
He might have the YouTube at the same time.
Well, he's having the feedback and he's on the delay, so I hear it in the back. He's watching the YouTube video at the same time. He has to turn the YouTube video off and just listen to the feed here. Because if you watch the YouTube's on the delay. Because I heard myself as he was talking about the new subject. Because the YouTube is always on like a time delay or whatever.
Okay. I got it. He'll be back.
But Patriot Nation just left.
He'll be back.
But yeah, to touch on what I was saying,
that was xenopolitics. That was a good question he's asked when it comes to the faces. I agree. I agree with him somewhat, but I don't care. But I see where he's coming from because it's like who am I talking to? Sometimes when you going back and forth, you know what I'm saying, and I understand that.
Yeah, but I mean, if the answers are fine, and I'm not being racist or disrespectful, it shouldn't necessarily even matter. To be honest with you, I mean, I gave my location. I mean, as long as the answers match, I mean, the face shouldn't necessarily match.
I get you.
I mean, that has nothing to do with it, you know. If it was like a dating app or something, and you know, I would understand. But otherwise, it doesn't make any regard, you know. I mean, because what I'm saying is whatever. I mean, we're having a rebuttal. What if I didn't have a camera? You know, I just work in a sector where I don't want my face on the screen because you know.
Yo, listen, I have nothing really. That was him. I have nothing against it. That's what you want to do. You do it. But you know, I seen where he was coming from. That's what I'm trying to get at. I understand it. You know what I'm saying? It's like sometimes when I'm on a thing with you, I do ask myself like, what does he look like? You know what I mean? I do ask myself like, what does he look like? You know what I'm saying? So I understand.
No, I got you. But it's just a matter of because we talk about such real things here.
I got you. Now, once you said the government and all that other shit, once you said the government and all that other stuff, I had to run with you.
Yeah, because sometimes we talk about things here that may not be necessarily conducive. So it's, I mean, you know, to having, you know,
conducive. Exopolitics in his wordplay, conducive.
Yeah. But no, like I was saying, yeah, I mean, if those things numbers, right? People numbers and
you breaking up, baby. You breaking up.
Never gonna get it. You can hear me now?
I can hear you now. Yes, sir.
All right. So yeah, people who go strictly by the numbers without fact checking the information that goes in. Yes, it goes men lie, women lie, numbers don't. But if the numbers are incorrect from the top, no matter what the equation, it's always going to be wrong. So you could have 2 plus what you believe 2 plus 2 is supposed to be 4, but if the answer comes out at 5 because the numbers on the top are wrong, you know.
Yo, we got Eric Sanders back. The feedback is gone. He's ready to go.
Right.
Let him do some talking, man, because you know what I mean, he has a lot to say.
Okay, what would you like to know? Good evening, everyone.
Eric Sanders, I would like to know when it comes to I'm gonna keep it. You know what me and you what the show is based on. I want to know that thing that Shaun King was talking about when it comes to your client.
Yep.
What's going on with that?
False. Everything he's saying about David Terrel is false.
Okay.
What it boils down to, David Terrel reminds me a lot of me when I was a police officer. He's very active in the community. He's from the community. And what he's trying to do is help to clean up the 42nd precinct of people that are involved in gang shootings, credit card boosts, and all kinds of stuff.
Okay.
And what happened is when you're active police officers, people do what they do. They make complaints against police officers. There's no secret to this. So Shaun King and other people have gone out there with this escapade of, well, he's a corrupt police officer and all this other nonsense. Meanwhile, every case that he's been sued in has been dismissed. And right now it's 20, and I think there's 2 more left. But it's all false. And they're making false representations to the public, which is not right.
My fault.
Okay. No, I'm listening.
But what is going on with that? Like, what's your situation with Shaun King? Like, what are you doing to combat?
Well, David Terrel has sued Shaun King along with WNBC and a couple other media outlets, Pix 11, and so far Shaun King has not answered the lawsuit. He wants to pretend like it doesn't exist, but he's right now in default. And based upon that post that he put up, there's another false post. I'm going to sue him again. But this time what I'm going to do is I'm going to get the court to allow me to serve him via the internet since he claims that he doesn't have a place that he works all the time. So we're going to be able to get to him because this is not the first time Shaun King has done this to people in law enforcement. He has a tendency to make up all kinds of things because people get emotional. They respond to things that are legally baseless. without the full facts, and then they get themselves all worked up, and that's how he's done it for years.
The reason why I'm gonna tell you the truth, the reason why I go against Shaun King is because the way he puts out police, he puts it out police like, I'm not saying police is not a problem. I'm never gonna say that. I'm never gonna say police is not a problem to black people. But the way he puts out the image, he puts it out. He makes black people, to me, my opinion, he makes black people hate the police in 2020.
Well, you know, you and I had this conversation. Now,
Yes,
if you do the history and check me, I sue the police department all the time.
Okay.
I've been talking about police corruption long before Shaun King came on the scene, and I'm talking about suing within the department. I've been fighting these people for years.
Okay.
But at the same time, I understand that we have a much larger problem than the police. The police is like minuscule compared to what's going on in our own community within ourselves. But that's a whole nother show. The point is, though, what Shaun King does is detrimental to us as a whole of people of color, because he wants to give the appearance as he's being some crusader, but meanwhile, what he's doing is increasing his profile so they can put money into their coffers for the PACs and all these other groups that he belongs to, with no real sense of justice or any changes, structural changes to how we're being treated in general. And what he does is he uses platform to get us, in particular, people of color, all worked up about it. And meanwhile, most of the stuff he's saying is inaccurate, to say the least.
You know what I gotta say about him too? Like, what has he done? Like, what has he done for the black community? As far as you've been doing this for years, he's been doing this for years, talking about police brutality. Like, what have you done besides just tell us police brutality all the time? Like, that's what it looks like to me. Like, all he does is like blame the. It's like all he does is blame the emotional.
But he's not the first, though. The thing is, there's been a blueprint of that already. Yeah, like people like Jesse Jackson or Al Sharpton.
Right.
So, I mean, people like that have been there for years. But the thing is, it's just a different generation.
Right.
And the turning of the tides, is more outspoken now about it than our parents or our parents' parents or our parents' grandfathers. You know, in that kind of sense. I mean, those people, snake oil salesmen, have been around for years.
Right.
Because they realize that, they realize that it. And the thing is, if you go out and do the true message or go out and do the true work, you're gonna end up dead. And that's just the way it is. I mean, so
it's been like that since the turn of history. Right.
Yeah,
it's been like that. Because
no, I agree with this gentleman, because it's been like that since the turn of time. I mean, if you look at even history, when they talk about Rosa Parks and she wouldn't get off the bus, if you know the real story, it's not that she wouldn't get off the bus, that she was tired, so didn't want to give up her seat. And the real person who started that was Claudia Coughlin, who's still alive, by the way. It lives right in the Bronx. But this is what happened. We get distorted history based upon people's perspective and political agendas, and then we get confused, and that's how we're taken advantage of all the time.
As far as your client, David Terrel, what was his situation for Shaun King to be hating on him like that?
I have no idea. He just used him as a lynch. He just used him as a springboard to give himself more notoriety. David Terrel is just another case that Shaun King is upset about. The difference is he's being sued by David Terrel. He knows that. He doesn't tell his followers that he's being sued. He doesn't even talk about the lawsuit. But you go on my website, you can see the lawsuit. It's in federal court.
And Shaun King didn't drop that David Terrel thing until 50 Cent endorsed Trump. You noticed that, right?
Right, which he had nothing to do with. And by the way, I know both of them. I mean, I know 50 Cent. If you look, you can see I represent Club Lust. So you can see my connection to 50 Cent. When you look at the picture, I was actually cropped out of the picture because I was actually there at the Smoker, which was a police event of police officers boxing each other when they have personal differences. That's how they do it in a fun way. He was there. So he doesn't know David Terrel personally. He just happened to be there like many other people who were there.
Wow. And because the way Shaun King put up the post, he put up the post like they're best friends. And
that's false. He doesn't know. He met David Terrel at one time. He doesn't know him personally.
Wow.
He doesn't know him personally. 50 doesn't know anything about his case per se, other than what I've told him about it.
Shaun King is just a liar, period, on it. When it comes to, I don't know about all his cases, but I don't want to do that. I don't want to sit here just like it's a Shaun King bash show.
Right.
But on this case right here, it sounds like Shaun King's a pure liar.
He's making lots of false representation. Every time people have sued...
Hold on, Xenopod, I got you, baby.
Just this one thing. Every time they have sued David Terrell, each one of those cases are dismissed. And believe me, the court system's not being favorable towards him. He's either not there, or even defendants or plaintiffs, once they are pressed on whether or not they had any contact with him, they say no, or they say, well, David Terrell was telling me to stay out of trouble. There's no evidence whatsoever that he has assaulted anyone, taken any money from anybody, or do anything related to any crimes or misconduct other than the false representation that he's making.
They even got like rapes and sexual assaults. They got a lot, like, you know, a lot of BS on that David Terrell.
It is.
Allegedly,
yes.
Right.
Politics. Finish what you about to say something. Go ahead, brother. Xenopolitics, what you about to say?
Oh no, I was gonna say, but the thing is with the lawsuits is more of what can he prove. The thing is you have to make sure that there's
no, you're right. It is how you can prove. The point is he wasn't there anything. So if he's not there, what can you prove? He's on vacation. What are you going to prove? I have one case in particular where the guy said that David Terrell was always good to him, and he told him to stay out of trouble. But yet his lawsuit, it says how he was all beat up and everything else by David Terrell. Complete bold-faced lie.
Lies.
That's why the case is being dismissed. It's not about what you can prove. You have to have, listen, you make allegations against people, you have to have evidence, not just make up stuff. It's not right to do that to someone. I know it sounds good and it sounds nice in the public, especially in our community. Oh, we're going after the police. It's not right to be falsely accused of things. All right? It's not right to do that to people, especially we have someone that look just like us. And by the way, he's the only one that's going in these neighborhoods, because these neighborhoods, they can care less about you. We can all kill each other.
What do you feel about that, though? What do you think about?
That's my point. I'm telling you the reality. You have officers that are black that will go into these areas, and other officers of color will go there and actually police and be fair, and then yet we mistreat them too, which makes no sense. But meanwhile, the other people, they can care less about what goes on. You can all kill each other. They don't care. But yet it's bad to make false allegations against people, just like you wouldn't want the police making false allegation against you, falsely arresting you. It shouldn't be done to them either.
But how do you feel about that narrative that we need more black officers? You know
what you need are police officers who care about the community, and they are going to do the right thing by the community. Okay. Because you have black officers and Latino officers just as brutal, if not worse, than the other ones. Okay. So first you have to believe in your mind that the person is socially connected to what's going on to make things better. If they're not, it doesn't matter what race they are. They could be just as bad as the other ones.
That's a fact. Yo, Michael Law, chime in on me, man. I know you've been listening. I know you got something to say. Go ahead, brother.
Well, I heard what he said.
Michael Law, Eric Sanders. Michael Law is also a retired NYPD. I don't know what precinct he's from, but y'all both NYPD. Ex-retired NYPD. How y'all doing? But go ahead, Michael Law.
What's up, brother? I'm from Narcotics, Brooklyn, North Narcotics.
Oh, Brooklyn North.
Yeah, what I was gonna say is, yes, you're right. You do have some black bosses, black officers who are as ruthless as white officers. But at the same time, understand that the more blacks we have, the same way it's only 10% of cops that's bad, the same way if you have more cops on the job, yes, you're going to have the 10% of black cops that's trying to be like the white ones, but you're going to end up with 90% of good black cops. So it's important to make sure that the people that are in our neighborhoods, policing our neighborhoods, they look like us, they come from us, they able to relate to us.
I agree with that.
Well,
because hold on. When I was in the black community, I protected the people. I helped the people out. There were times where women will come to the precinct, my husband beat me up and kick me out, and the sergeant takes a report and said there's nothing they could do for them. I would go in the ATM, take out $200 and tell the person, rent a hotel for the night, stay with your child. And then the white supervisors will look at me as, why are you helping these people out? These people are criminals. They're not good people. Why are you giving them your money? They can't relate to these people, but I could relate. So the more of us we have on the job, the more we can make a difference.
I agree with
Well,
that.
I'm gonna tell you about that. Now, here's a little bit. Now, tell you more about me. I used to be president of NYPD Guardians. I see all the stuff go full circle. And those who don't know the Guardians, that's the organization of black officers. I've been all over the United States talking about corruption, recruitment, blacks, education, CCRB. I went through the whole spectrum of this stuff. And I can tell you unequivocally, we don't know what the number of good and bad cops are. You know why we don't know? Because there's a lot of stuff that's unreported. A lot of stuff that's unreported. For what you hear, I always tell them whenever I do these hearings or if I go places and testify in like law school or different places about police corruption, I say whatever number that you know, take it and multiply it by 10. Because remember, there's a lot of stuff that's unreported. There are black officers that are just as brutal, if not worse, than the white officers, and they act like overseers. And I will never posit that somehow because we have more officers of color, it's going to make things better. I can tell you this. When I was a rookie and I worked in a 101 precinct, and back then there was crack, drugs, guns. I can't tell how many machine guns, all kind of crazy stuff I used to do. There was a team, a white and a black team of detectives. They call him White Cloud, Eddie Henson, and his partner, the black female. That Eddie Henson knew everyone in the neighborhood and treated people with respect. He saw more homicides himself than anybody else, and he was white. So my point is, we can't say, because there's no evidence to support it, that if you have more black cops, that somebody's going to make it better. And I'm going to tell you why. I'm going to give you a prime example. The District of Columbia, majority black. They have the same, if not worse, problems of corruption than NYPD. New Orleans, Baltimore. Look, I know cops all over the United States and the world. Baltimore, all the black areas in Atlanta, they have the same problems, if not worse, with the majority of the police force being African American. So my point is, it's not of the color, it's you get the right people in the business. Matter of fact, there was a Dominican brother that was just arrested today by the feds, Abreu, because he's accused of conspiracy to distribute drugs. So it's not a matter of the color. That's not the problem. It's getting the right people.
That's a fact. I can see it on that. When you the way you just put it, I have to totally agree, because you could put all the black people in there, but if they have that black on black hate mentality, then you're right. They're gonna
look in the South. They're black. Most of the agencies, Alabama, Birmingham, Alabama, Mobile, I can go on and on. They're mostly all black. Atlanta, they all have the same problems, if not worse.
That's right.
And they're majority black.
That's why I like doing it. That's why I like doing shows like this, because like I can give my opinion on a civilian, on a black civilian from the streets type opinion. But when you talk to like retired officers and so on, you get a better perspective of what really needs to be done. Like, because black civilians will say this all day, oh, we need more black cops, we need more black cops, we need more black cops. But then when you say something like that, you open up my mind like, you know what, he's kind of right, because Atlanta is full of blacks.
Baltimore, Take a look at it. And they have the same problems.
And things are not better. You know what I'm saying? T-Dot, what up, baby?
What's up, brother? What's up, man? All praises to the Most High.
Say what's up to the panel. We got Michael Law, we got Eric Sanders, and we got Zeno Politics.
I joined kind of late, man. Damn.
It's all good. We here, though, baby. We all here.
You know you always piece it together the right way, bro.
You know I piece it together the right way, baby. You know I piece it together the right way.
I had homegirl listening, and she's like, yo, you bring some very smart, educated people that's definitely...
I have to, bro. I'm smart and educated, so I'm not going to bring no dummies on the panel, which I can't relate to, or I can't learn off, and I can't sharpen my brain. If you can't sharpen my brain, you're not going to be on the panel. You know what I mean? That's how it is.
I'm glad you brought these brothers on, because
thank you.
You know, the police thing right now, I can speed up the Palisades right now, and I haven't seen this in a while. Like for the last four months, going up and down the Palisades, not getting pulled over, nobody like, you know what I'm saying? These cops used to be waiting for me. You're not there right now, so yo, but they're coming back. They're coming back.
No, you know what's funny? Check it out.
Yeah.
Maryland, state troopers used to do the same thing. All of a sudden, the lawsuits, you don't see as many people being pulled over. If you drive through Jersey, forget about it. They used to stop lots of people. You don't see that in Jersey either. Connecticut,
Why is
South
that?
Carolina, no, because of all the lawsuits.
Oh, okay.
Lawsuits, consent decrees, everything.
Yeah, he's right, because, they can be out. Let's say they're out there. They ain't going to come stop you, though. They'll just let you pass them speeding, whatever. Like,
Listen, go to Florida and these places, Jersey. These people driving 90 miles an hour and better. Before they would never dare do that because the police will stop you in 2 seconds.
Word.
Well, it's not necessarily what it's not necessarily that the police would stop you, but it's the action behind it. Everyone is armed now. You have cameras. Everything is armed.
No, but that doesn't stop you from being stopped for speed.
No. I don't mean speeding, but the likelihood of them stopping people in general, necessarily devoid of color. I'm just saying in general, the actions of the police. A lot of them don't necessarily even go by the book. But now everyone is so armed, they're less likely to want to get into any kind of issues. That's what I've noticed, at least on my end.
Yeah, but that's something like if you're doing a violation, it's a violation. You know what I'm saying? Cops got cameras; they can prove you were wrong. They just not doing it.
Yo, T. Do you agree that the police is the #1 problem in the black community?
Actually, nah, man. Because if they're not there, you're gonna hear bang, bang, bang all night.
That's what we don't want to talk about. That's right.
That bang, bang, bang. Yo, T. That bang, bang, bang.
Yo, banging all night. Let me tell you what's wrong with Israel, man. Israel gotta get it together. Black people gotta do their thing. They gotta do their own diligence and have their own moral and get down to the shit. They don't mind putting the bullet to their own brother, bro.
Yep, that's right. That's what I keep saying.
Stabbing their own brother, bro. They don't mind, bro. If the nigga got the pack and he got the bag, my nigga, his life is on the line, bro. It don't matter. We got the same kids. Yo, these niggas could be related, my nigga.
That's right. That's right.
They don't give a fuck. These niggas don't give a fuck, Z. I'm part of my French. You know what I'm saying? No, we need these people in the neighborhoods, though. But what I am seeing, though, I kind of seen a little bit before all this Corona shit. And I don't mean to put niggas on, because I got a lot of Latino friends, but I've been seeing, like, little Spanish, like, racism and shit, yo. I've been seeing that, yo. You know what I'm saying? I've been seeing the little Spanish, like, looking at the blacks in a way, like, you know what I'm saying? I mean, not the black sisters, because they always been looking at our sisters. But the regular black niggas and shit, I see the Spanish niggas just looking at, like, they're ready to set it on niggas, yo.
But you know what's funny? That's a whole philosophical thing that goes back to the whole vestige of slavery. And the problem is a lot of people don't know the history. That's why when I hear people say they're biracial, it's all the nonsense. They go, it's so ridiculous. You want to find who you are, take a DNA test. And then I talk to my Latino brothers and sisters when I hear this kind of stuff, I go, yeah, you got to go back and look at the history, because all the vestige of slavery, somehow you think that you're better than other people when really we're all from the same culture. You really are.
Like that police officer that was not too long ago, he was beating on that kid that was recording him. I'm like, the nigga's the same color. You beating on the nigga same color as you. He didn't even do anything. He just
for not having a mask on.
For not having a mask on.
Oh yeah. Yeah. There's more to that didn't make it out to the public. That's why he left. And I'll say that. Remember, I know this police culture well. There's a lot more to that case that didn't come out in the public, which is why he left voluntarily.
They said that there are a lot of cases of him being violent to
that wasn't why he left. It was very specific to that case. What you saw in the public is not everything. I'll say it that way.
Yeah. Okay. I haven't been able to keep up with everything. So much shit going on.
Yeah, because
I do this every day for a living, so I'm on top of this stuff.
Eric said, so repeat that. I like that, Eric said. Repeat that.
I remember, I do this every day for a living, so I'm on top of this stuff all the time.
Y'all hear that, folks?
There's a lot of stuff that never makes it to the public. But no, I'm going to say something else, since somehow people think police officers get a free pass. They really don't. More often than not, police officers are terminated. You just don't hear about it because they don't publicize this stuff. So but they don't terminate enough. Did I share with you the time I was on All In with Chris?
You about to do it right now? Go ahead.
Yeah, that's the guy, Chris Hayes and the All In with Chris on MSNBC. And I talked about this very thing. And I said, the problem with the police agencies are They're not screening people properly. They let in the wrong people. And when they do get past the screening, when they find out who they are, they don't terminate enough. That's the problem.
Can I have another question? I feel like the police officers have the same training as the people in the military. You know what I mean? Instead of
I'm going to tell you something about police training. People think that police officers are undertrained. That's not the problem. That is not the problem. The problem is they don't follow the training. And people bring up the military as an example. You don't want the military example. Otherwise, you're going to have police officers act like they're in the military. This is not the military. People have rights. You can't just do what you want to do. You can't just beat people up. No, there's a whole constitutional structure in place. It's not that police officers are not trained. They have plenty of training. The problem is they don't follow the training. And then they're not held accountable for following it.
Well, the thing is that
I like that last verse right there. They're not held accountable for their training when they fuck up, and they should be, because when a police officer makes a mistake, it's not like a dishwasher or a cook.
Exactly.
When a cook makes a mistake, he drops the dish break. Right. When a police officer makes a mistake, somebody dies. Somebody might die.
It could be fatal. Someone's rights are going to get violated. It could be someone falsely arrested. Yeah.
Well, that's the thing. I mean, I feel like part of the police process should be similar to that of a salesman. You have to have some kind of interpersonal skills. A lot of communication is the key. I mean, you can have all the police training in terms of learning the code and firearms and whatnot, but you still have to have some kind of communication skills, interpersonal skills, knowing how to talk to people and.
Well, that begs the question, though: is that something that's learned or something that's taught? Now that's a philosophical thing about what that really means, because remember, the transactions you see are part of a transaction. It's very rare you see the whole entire transaction. Sometimes the police officer's correct, other times they're not correct. But more often than not, when you're seeing it in the news being portrayed, you're only seeing a piece of it. And that's what we have a tendency to do. We have a tendency to go, this is what it is. And then you find out when you slow down the video, you get to see certain things that you didn't see before. So it's not that they necessarily can't communicate. There's some that communicate well, others don't communicate well. But then there's other people that challenge the police all the time. When I simply tell them, don't challenge them. Even if you think that they're wrong, don't challenge them. Use your amendment and just say nothing.
Yo, I remember.
But I mean,
hold on. You're talking two at a time. I want to hear both.
Go ahead, Zeno. Finish your thought.
I was going to say it to touch on to that, but I mean, that's a job where communication skills have to be paramount. You can't have some people that communicate and others that don't.
Zeno, let me cut you off. I'm cutting you off real quick. I don't mean to do that. But communication, shouldn't that come in with you automatically as you write in the application on a job? Like you should have communication skills. You're writing an application for a job. You want to work around people and so on and so on. So your communication skills be up already?
But the thing is, not everyone has that. Not everyone has a different personality.
That's what Eric Sanders was talking about.
That's the point I made. There's people that shouldn't be hired.
Right. No, but communication skills can be taught. That's why if you go to college or something, they have communication.
No. All right. No, wait a minute. One more thing before you, since you've talked about college. When I was the president of Guardians, I was behind a couple of things, such as police officers need to be more educated. We don't need people for the military. We need them to have college education. We need them to have this. You know what it is? They turn out to be worse. Let me just finish for a minute.
Hold on.
A college degree, and I have advanced degrees, doesn't mean that you're a great communicator. All it says is that you are a consistent person that follow through in tasks. That's what it really says.
Well,
whether you're a good communicator is how you relate to people, how you talk to people. You can have a college degree and don't do a damn thing with your college degree.
All right, Zeno, go ahead.
What I said was misconstrued. I said they have communication classes like in college. I didn't say they had to have a college education, but part of the training for the police department should be something similar to like a communication class.
But
a degree doesn't make you any better than,
They do. They do have communication skills. They have a whole social science component. I'm trying to tell you about police training. They do have it.
But it has to be more rigorous or something because, again, not...
Because you're presupposing... Because you're presupposing that police officers do everything wrong, and they're not always wrong.
Yeah, but the thing is this: I've worked in some sales departments where if you didn't pass the rigorous communication, you couldn't even get the job doing sales. So I mean, communication, if it's paramount in the job, should be something regardless of if it's taught. You have to go above and beyond. I mean, you're dealing with the public.
Communications you want. Okay, a cop gets hired. What communication skill? Like he already said, it's in the training already, right? What more training do you want in communications? Do you want like what do you want from the cop? Like as far as training?
Well. First off, it's more along trying to be able to diffuse a situation for one, right?
Okay.
Like being able to talk down a situation, versus. I mean, because sometimes when you pull up on a situation, and let's just say it hasn't even escalated to the point of a weapon being drawn or body being attacked, it's more of being able to figure out a situation, trying to diffuse a situation, being able to communicate with that person. Again, I know it's easier said than done when in the heat of the battle, but again, this is why sometimes when you think about it, it takes a certain type of individual to be a police officer. But I think that the communication courses in terms of being able to help.
I'm gonna read a comment real quick after you're done. Hold on. Let me read this comment. I like this comment. It says, if the world had more police officers that cared about the community like Michael Law, the world would be a better place. We need to have unity in our community. Michael Law was a good cop. She's saying we need more good cops like that. How do we get there, Eric Sanders?
Well, look, like I said before.
Yes, sir.
Listen, we can talk about this ad nauseum, but here's the reality. The reality is there are millions of police contacts every year, and yet we focus on the minuscule amount of bad situations. There's plenty of them that are good. There's plenty of them that end with no problems, where you take guns from people, all kinds of stuff. And then we focus on the handful of incidents where we invariably, most of the time, know very little things about the interaction other than what you see. And then we paint a whole picture as to how this is a big problem. We have more problems within our own communities of killing each other and not having respect for each other than forever with the police. And that is the reality. That's not fake. It's not made up. That's the reality. I can talk about police contacts on my hand, but I can go a million more that I can talk about what we're doing right now in all our communities, all over the United States, murdering, killing each other, mistreating each other, mistreating the women, raping, robbing, and everything else that we don't want to talk about, and yet we talk about the one or two incidents you see with the police department. There's millions of other events that happen every day.
What do you got to say about that?
Of course, any social.
What do you have to say about black on? What he's saying is black on black hate. I don't call it crime. No, I call it black on black hate. Black on black hate is a more of a bigger problem than the police brutality. Yes or no? Xenopolitics.
Well, that's not a yes or no question. It's more of every social group has that. Right, every social group is gonna have that dynamic where there's white on white crime.
Let's stay black.
No, but I'm to explain my point is yes, that is an issue, right? That is an issue.
Now, who's moving around like that? Who's doing that noise? Who's doing that?
That is definitely an issue that needs to be taken care of. 100%, I agree with that. We need to start from the base, right? But then police are an external factor that we also have to address. I mean, yes, we're going to have to address black on black crime and black on black murder and black on black violence and all of those, yes. But at the moment, the one that is being focused on is the police brutality in the black neighborhood.
Because of the media.
Well, the thing is, look, not for nothing. I grew up in the Bronx. I know I said this before and I say it again. It's not always in the media. We've experienced it. And again, I'm not a guy who was out in the street doing this and doing that or whatever. But I've been stopped coming from school, right? Illegally searched. Again, at the time, I didn't know. So I didn't fight. I followed the police, right? This has not been a one or two thing. I mean, and it's not always the media. People always scream that it's the media. Sometimes you experience these things firsthand, like firsthand. And again, when I went through the whole process, I have family members who I know, who people who are related to police officers. So I know the procedure. When police show up, right, you get stopped by the police. I said this earlier in the show. You wind down all your windows. You take your keys. You put it on top of the dash. You keep your seatbelt on to make sure the police are comfortable. And I've done that before, and the police have walked up to me and said, "Where the fuck are you going? Who the fuck are you?" And I mean, that's how they start the conversation. And again, I'm only speaking for me, but I know other people who've experienced this as well. Interactions with the police, even if you were following the rules, the initial interaction wasn't great. So it's not all made up.
I'm going to go against the grain, right? And when they pull you over, like, where was you at? Like, you was in a drug infested area. Like, where was going? Like, where was you at that you got this pull over?
I mean, I was coming from work, but the thing is, I was driving, coming home from work. I mean, but the area shouldn't even matter because you can't prejudge. Wait, hold on. Because you can't prejudge a situation before you're in there, right?
Well, I'm going to say this. I said from the beginning that you have police officers who don't do the right thing. But
absolutely.
What we have a tendency to do is we talk about situations and don't paint a full picture. Because for all I know, you may not feel comfortable about it, but it may be a perfectly legal stop. You may believe it's illegal, but it may be perfectly legal.
No, Eric said what he was talking about. He wasn't talking about the stop. He's talking about when the police pulled him over and talked to him. It's the way he talked.
No, I got that. I understood. I understood what he just said. My point is, what we do, we have a tendency to make comments about these things knowing very little. Now, afterwards, we can all say, well, the police did A, B, and C, or this person did A, B, and C. But people have a tendency to leave out the other parts of the picture that may or may not be favorable to them. See, this is me seeing it from both sides. I've seen cops that are abusive. I could tell you about more guns and things that you shake a stick at. Trust me. I've seen both sides. All right. I've seen both sides, but at the same time, I know how to be fair too. I'm not going to say that all police officers, and then first of all, police officers can't necessarily give money. I could talk about all the unethical things behind lots of stuff that police officers can and cannot do, but that's not for the show. But point is, you can't prejudge about lots of things. You can't say if they have more blacks that the police force is going to be better, because right now they have more blacks in the police force than NYPD, and it's more terrible. Remember, I represent lots of these people, so I know the stuff that they do. It got worse. So it's not a matter of the race; it's a matter of the quality of the individual. That's why they make the mistakes are made against us, because people presuppose because a person of color that they have to be involved in crimes. It's the same sort of stereotyping.
So the culture of the police department needs to change. That's what I'm hearing based on what you're saying. The culture itself of the police department, the aura, the culture itself, the way that the people are in there have to change.
It's only a microcosm of society. That's all it is. It's no different in the general society. It really isn't.
But those are the peacemakers of society. I mean, they're the ones that oversee to try to keep the balance. I mean, so if you're in,
let Michael Law chime in. He wants to chime in.
Sorry about
that.
Here's my thing, right? I'm not the argumentative type. I observe a lot, and when I need to say something, that's when I come in. Some of us cops, we've been in there for too long. We've been rubbing shoulders with so many white cops and different type of cops to the point where we forget who we are. Like the brother said earlier, the black on black crime subject only comes up when we're talking about the racial system and police injustice. When we're not talking about police killing people, all of a sudden, nobody has nothing to say. But when we talk about cops killing us, all of a sudden, black on black crime. That is not right at all.
Well, wait. Let me tell you something.
Hold on, Eric, let him finish.
Don't listen. You could direct it at me because I have thick skin, but I'm not a tap dancer. I talk
don't
about
speak.
corruption and
Listen,
everything. See, how many times you
as you,
reported
as
corruption
you,
to
I'm
Internal
not even
Affairs?
done. I'm not even done. I'm
Okay,
not even
don't
done.
do that to me
I'm not
because I'm
even
not a
done.
shuffling dancer. I'm
No,
not.
listen. I'm speaking in general. As you can see, I don't say much. You do
Yeah,
most of the
but you just
talking.
you baited behind my comment. How
Well,
many
good.
times
Well,
you went
good.
to Internal Affairs? How many times?
Okay. Can I, Zim?
I've done it a million times. I'm not
Zim,
afraid of
can you
them.
allow me to finish?
Now,
Zim,
I
can
can
you allow
allow
me?
you to finish. See, I'm not a shuffler. I get down to business.
Mm.
I'm not. I'm really not. You see,
Go ahead.
I don't go in here
Eric,
and then
let him,
try to
Eric.
say things people want to hear. I really don't.
Yo, Eric, I got it, but let him
All
finish and
right.
then you
Yeah, go
can
ahead. That's fine.
All right.
all right.
I've been stopped 5 times at gunpoint,
Mm-hmm.
not by my own people,
Mm-hmm.
by cops.
Okay.
Let me tell you one particular event, right?
Mm-hmm.
I had just finished doing a double. I had my police pants on, white t-shirt, my book bag, going to my girlfriend's house.
Mm-hmm.
Police car pulled up. Put your hands up. Stop. I said, I'm on the job. What job? I'm a police officer for the NYPD.
Mm-hmm.
Do you have ID? Yes, I have ID.
Mm-hmm.
Can I reach for it? No, you can't. Let me know which pocket. I'll come get it.
Exactly.
Came to my pocket, took
Mm-hmm.
out my wallet. Once they saw my wallet, they see my badge, they see my ID.
Mm-hmm.
I wasn't free to go. They told me I can't go nowhere.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody made a call,
Mm-hmm.
somebody just fired a few shots,
Mm-hmm.
and you fit the description.
Okay.
I said, well, I just came from work. I didn't fire anything. They're like, where's your gun? I'm like, well, my gun is in my book bag. They're like, it's supposed to be on you. I said, well, I don't
That's
carry it.
correct.
I don't carry it on me because a few times I've gotten stopped at gunpoint because cops saw a bulge next to my waist. So now they told me I can't leave. My girlfriend's neighbors, they know that I'm a cop. I'm standing there looking embarrassed like a criminal,
Mm-hmm.
and the cops are telling me I can't go nowhere. So now I got upset. They got upset. We going back and forth. A supervisor shows up, right?
Mm-hmm.
Why are you yelling at my cops? I said, sir, I'm one of you. Your cops just stopped me for no reason. The sergeant said, you fit the description. I said, what description? The sergeant went on the radio, right?
Right.
Before I tell you the description, let me tell you about myself. I'm 6'5". I'm 350 pounds.
Yep.
I'm dark skinned, as you can see. I was wearing police pants on, police boots. Here's the description: 5'7", light skinned Hispanic male,
Uh-huh.
wearing brown shorts,
Uh-huh.
white sandals.
Mm-hmm.
Does that sound like me? No, it doesn't. I said, Sarge,
Mm-hmm.
you guys just embarrassed me. And the description that you just stated, it does not look like me. He turned around and went in his car and he was about to leave. I said, Sarge, after all you guys just did, you just gonna walk in your car and walk away, no apology, no nothing. He came back and told me to give me my ID or he's gonna give me a command discipline. A
Mm-hmm.
command discipline is basically when they take vacation days from you. And I said, why? Because I'm black? Once he heard I said because I'm black, all of a sudden he calmed down, put me in the corner, and said, look, you know how this job is. You know we have to do what we have to do. You know what kind of neighborhood this is. And he was like, where do you work? At that time, I worked at the 6-7. He said, I know your inspector. And at that time, I was new on the job. So by him telling me that he knows my inspector, now I'm going to feel like, whoa, if I say or do anything, he's going to get me in trouble. And he got away with it. This happened to me over 5 times. 5 times in 12 years as a cop. So when people tell you that they get stopped by the cops, they get treated a certain way, they get beat up, stop always assuming that there's always more to the story. Because there are cops out there who traumatize people, and you may not have done anything wrong. You could just been. I had a time where I was driving with my girlfriend. A cop pulled a gun in my head. Pulled a gun in my head. And when he found out I was a cop, he told me, "Well, you're in East New York. You know how this neighborhood is. What you want us to do? Come over with a Bible?" The guy has a gun in my head. So I understand what you're saying, brother. I understand that. But also understand that if somebody's telling you their story, stop always thinking that there's more to it, because there are times where there isn't more to it.
When I didn't say that.
Yo, Mike, let him now. Eric, go ahead. What you have to say about that?
That's actually not what I said. Now, Mr. Law, I never met him, but this is what I'm talking about representations.
Okay.
Now, there's some policies in place that protects police officers on and off duty, right? He's carrying his gun in the back. See, I can go and break this whole thing down, but I'm not going to do it, because he said there was a stop based upon some description that may or may not be accurate. And he knows that police officers deal with that all the time. That doesn't make the stop illegal. That just makes it not have probable cause to arrest. You can still have reasonable suspicion, even with a murky or questionable description. He knows that already. And with the police, what your obligations are as a police officer, where you're supposed to carry a gun, where you're supposed to carry your ID, how you're not supposed to turn towards the police, how you're not supposed to argue with them. I can go on and on with this. So this is what I'm talking about.
I wasn't stopped for those reasons.
I'll let you finish. I'm going to finish.
Okay,
what I'm talking about is representations that are made.
Let him finish.
But the things that he's mentioning had nothing to do for the way
I do this every day for a living, and I represent cops from the police commissioner's office all the way down. And if you're going to make a representation, you have to tell the public there's certain policies in place to protect police officers that you're supposed to follow too, even when you're off duty. And what you just explained leaves out parts that makes it problematic. And this is what I'm talking about. I don't make value judgments. I'm not here to make value judgments on anyone. But I could sit here and show them the policies that weren't followed that made it unsafe for you and the police officers. My point to talking about all this is that people do things that are not accurate. Police officers do things that are not accurate, and they should be held accountable. But then there's also representations that are made by the public that are not always accurate either. I said that from the beginning. In order for us to really understand this problem, there has to be a full disclosure about the incidents. And more often than not, you don't hear the full disclosure. You hear the pieces that people want you to hear. And that's the problem. I'm not saying people have bad experiences. I agree. But at the same time, you have to question it also, because you want to make sure you have it right. Not just make bad representations, because you have people that can wind up in jail based upon false representation. You can have people's reputation in the police department be destroyed based on false representation, like David Terrel. And we don't want that for anyone. I say that all the time. But we focus so much on these minuscule police contacts that pairs in relation to what we're doing to ourselves. We don't really talk about that. We completely ignore it. That's my problem with it.
Mike, what do you feel about what he just said? Like, we do focus on the police more than the community of what is going on as the problem. How does that sound to you?
All right, Zim. This show that you're having right now.
Yes.
Is it about black on black crime? Is it about problems in our community? Or is it about police brutality?
It was based on Eric Sanders coming on to bring up Shaun King lying on his client, and it was based on, is police brutality the number one problem in the black community? Like that was basically what the show is based on. Yes.
Okay. Like I was saying earlier, right? Mm-hmm. I understand what the brother's saying. But like I said, when I was stopped, None of the things that happened later was the reason for me being stopped. The reason for me being stopped was because I fit a description. A
That's what you fit.
description that has nothing to do with me.
You didn't fit the description. If they
So
were looking for a 5'7" Hispanic, you do not fit the description. So you was
it,
pulled over because you was black.
no, I
Basically,
was I was no. This particular time I was walking. So my thing is, yes, I had my gun in my bag. I should have had it on my waist. I just explained to you why I had it in my bag to say
But come on,
to keep my
why don't
life
you
safe.
tell them the truth? Are mistakes made? Are mistakes made? Legitimate good faith mistakes, are they made?
Of course, mistakes are made. But when
Okay,
mistakes
so
are made, you man up. You apologize
but
to
let me
the
finish.
officer.
But this is what I'm talking about. Let's make full disclosure. Have you ever had a 911 call that wasn't accurate?
Of course.
Have you ever stopped people and it wasn't necessarily accurate?
Of course.
Do you apologize to each and every person that you made a mistake?
Yes.
No. There's no such thing as every. That's an absolute. My point is that if we're going to talk about it, let's talk about the reality, not talk about pieces that sound favorable.
But let me ask you a question.
When you say
hold on. We got three talking. Hold on, I gotta hear all. I want to hear all of this. We're not going to talk at the same time. I want to hear all of this.
Zim, when he says, "Oh, not you got you can't speak for me. I'm a different cop than you
I'm
are."
not speaking for you.
If I tell you that when I messed up, I apologize, then that's what it is.
Okay,
so he was saying that he doesn't believe that you apologize every time.
That's an absolute,
That's
and there are no absolutes.
But that's semantics at this point. I mean,
it's not semantics.
Let me ask you a question, right? Because again, based on I don't know Eric personally, right?
Okay.
But you represent police in wrongful cases and such, right?
Actually, I represent.
He's a New York civil rights lawyer.
I represent lots of people, and I happen to represent police officers too, but not all police officers. If you do your homework on me, you know I represent very few.
No, I was asking a question. I didn't make a statement.
No, I'm just saying. I'm just saying. I'm just giving you information.
No, because again,
finish off. Finish off. Go ahead, baby.
To someone just tuning into the show, it would assume or it seem they would have cause to believe that you were more favorable on the police side just based on your comments if they were just tuning into the show.
No, I'm favorable for what's right. I don't believe in putting people down because you have a personal animus towards them. Because, and quite frankly, this gentleman knows I have a reputation. I come on this blog, this show, and streaming because I'm helping the brothers out. I'm helping to bring attention to this kind of stuff. I've been on this Today Show, I've been to all kinds of stuff. So generally, somebody like me wouldn't even do this. I'm not an elitist. I'm like a regular guy from the neighborhood. But my point is, I'm not going to shy away from reality. I'm not going to shade it because people think it's the right thing to say. I can talk about more stuff in my hand than most people can talk about forever. Good, bad, and indifferent. Whether the police are wrong, they're right, I'm going to say it all. My point is that I am not here to focus on the one bad, 2, 3 experiences people have, because I could talk about millions of other contexts. I could talk about people who mistreat police officers, and I watch them when they shouldn't say anything. My point is that if you're going to have a discussion about it, you got to have a fair discussion, not just one-sided. And I'm trying to give both sides, not just one side, both sides, because police officers don't tell the truth, and you have citizens who don't tell the truth. It goes on both sides.
Yo, Zeno, go ahead. It's on you.
I mean, the thing is this, right? So based on the discussions that we're having, everyone's wrong at some point, essentially. But the thing is, it's taking responsibility for it. I mean, the thing is, you got to understand, right? I know you said you're a brother, you do this, but the thing is, certain neighborhoods, you deal with only bad cops. That's the thing. Like being stopped with no probable cause because you fit a random description. You may not have even been doing anything related to that, but you can easily be harassed based on that, based on false pretense. No,
where they getting the information from? They get 911 calls.
I'm just
They're
saying.
Responding to things.
No, yeah, you respond to something, but half the time, again, I can't speak for certain areas, but a lot of the time in the hood, if you're there, you're being stopped or questioned for things that have nothing, no relation. I mean, like for the gentleman there, he got stopped. He got stopped based on him possibly fitting the description. I mean, this is information that we don't know what description it is. He was able to find out the description because he was a fellow police officer. But it's the average Joe who's being stopped without a probable cause for a crime.
Eric
That
said, you
wasn't.
see what he's trying to say though? Like, I get it. What he's trying. What he's saying is that what we go through, like civilians when the police stopping us and so on and so on.
Right.
Sometimes they're dead wrong, but they move like they right.
Well, what you're saying is that they don't have a legal basis. And there are some people, just like I said before, you're always going to have people that abuse their authority.
Okay.
Some people don't have a legal basis, and they create it. That's what the Floyd case was all about. Floyd versus the city of New York was about unlawful stop and frisk. That's what that case was about. In other words, they were just creating a reasonable suspicion. You don't need probable cause, you need reasonable suspicion. You reasonably suspect that a person has or is in the commission of or has committed a felony or misdemeanor defined in the penal law in New York. If you believe those three things, you can stop a person, even against their will, because that's an exception to the Fourth Amendment. That's one of the 8 exceptions to the Fourth Amendment. That is a legal basis. What they were finding is that police officers were just creating the basis. They would say the person fit the description. So now they have to give a card, they have to give all this other information than they have to do before. So I understand what's being said. The problem is that we're painting too broad a brush because you believe because it feels wrong that it's wrong, but it may not be legally wrong. It may feel morally wrong, but it may not be legally wrong. And that's what I'm trying to get people to understand.
No, but the thing is, all right, I hear what you're saying, but you could be stopped based on that. But once you stop me and I answer the questions that I would like to answer, because I don't have to provide you with ID unless you tell me that I'm part of a crime or they suspect. Like the reasoning behind it, I don't have to cooperate with the police, and that's also
true.
the misconception.
That's
but the
true.
thing is, the minute that I do not cooperate with the police, if they do not provide me with proper information, then it escalates the situation.
No, well, let me clarify that too. The police don't have to do anything. They have a right to make the inquiry. Now, you also have rights too. You don't have to say anything. You don't have to say anything. Then the police officer has to make a decision. Either they have a legal basis to do something more, or they have to let you go. But they don't have to tell you why necessarily why they're stopping you. It's only because of the Floyd case.
You know what, Eric said?
Well, let me just finish for a minute. I'm trying to help you to understand this stuff, because until you understand it, you can keep thinking it's wrong and legally it's correct. What I'm saying is because of the Floyd case, the police department, as a matter of policy, wants people to give more information. But legally, under the Constitution, the exceptions, they don't have to tell you why.
No, I understand that, but at the same time, but at the same time, what ends up
a little bit though, like
what?
Go ahead, Zeno. Go ahead, finish.
What ends up happening, right? And I hear what you're saying. They don't have to tell us anything, but then once they stop us and they realize, or they figure out, or whatever the case may be, that we didn't do anything wrong, then they say or do things in most cases, right, to escalate the situation. So it's at that time where the person being stopped now has to be the bigger person.
What he's trying to get at is that police are human beings, right? And with all that power and the badge and what they got, they'll pull you over, right? And they trying to you pull over, whatever. And they escalate it off attitude, off power challenges. That's a fact that police.
Well, but again, the thing that I agree with is that police officers are human, and they make mistakes, and they have bad judgment too.
Yes.
But to presuppose that they escalate all these situations is just not reality. Reality is there's millions of police contacts every year in the city of New York, and very few interactions where there are lawsuits or complaints that substantiate that police officers committed some sort of misconduct. Because more often than not, what's being depicted is not the full picture of what happened. It's just that's reality.
Just like your man, Shaun King. Just like your man Shaun King lying on David Terrell. He didn't do all that. And Shaun King lying through his teeth. He running with the people that hate the police. So that narrative was easy for him to run with.
You know what's funny? I'm going to tell you something. They don't hate the police. They're making money off the whole controversies. That's how they make their money. This is what, it's sad. I say that we're the biggest group that get over on because we're so emotional about everything. We feed into these narratives. We believe all this stuff. Meanwhile, the people who are promoting this stuff, they're getting rich. They're getting more notoriety. And the people they're using as springboard, they're in the same position, if not worse. And that's reality.
I 100% agree with that. But in the same regard, there's one thing that could easily fix all of these issues, right?
What?
Body cameras. Now, if they're properly used and turned on, there is no narrative of he said, she said, because it's live action, your conversation versus my conversation with the actions that are happening.
Let me say something about that right now. Let me cut you off real quick. There's a body camera. There's two body cameras that came out from the two cops that killed the Philadelphia kid, right?
Uh-huh.
People are still mad at the police. So
yes.
What are you talking about?
Yes. Listen.
Like you brought up the body camera, and you seen the guy come out of his house from the police body camera. He came out of his house, seen the police. The police said, "Yo, get down, get down." They doing all that police talk, all the police stuff. He didn't listen. He was charging the police directly. He was beamed at the police. So what did that body camera do for the people when they seen it like that? Politics. What did they do for the people?
I mean, again, now. I'm not a police officer. I've never done police training, but I'm pretty sure someone with a knife that is running at the police, one shot somewhere may be able to take the person down or disable them, disarm the threat, essentially, right? You don't necessarily have to shoot 14 times, 7 times.
That's where I totally agree with them.
Now, in the military, you're trained to empty until the threat is neutralized. The police department, again, that's the policy for the police department, but it shouldn't be. It should be to be able to disarm. Yeah, sometimes you may have to shoot someone with a taser, or you may have to shoot.
What about the guy that went into the car? What about the guy that went to the car and the police shot him 7 times in the back? Was the police right or wrong?
Well. The thing is, shooting anyone in the back is never wrong. Is never right. For one, I believe that's the rule. I'm not sure.
Hold on. It's not about shooting in the back. The police come on the scene. There's a call on the police on the scene. They come on the scene. The guy is not supposed to be there. They fight him. They try to get him down. He doesn't. That doesn't work. They tase him. That doesn't work.
And he has a knife in his hand.
He has a knife in his hand. He's walking to the car. The police put 7 in his back. Is that right or wrong? Only thing that I'm against is the 7 in the back. I'm not against the shooting. I'm against the 7.
No, and that's what I said. Sometimes sometimes you have to get shot to be able to disarm the suspect, but it's the amount of times that it takes to shoot someone to take them down.
It's easy for us to say that.
I'm going to say this. All right. It's a complex dynamic to deal with. People ask for body cams, which, by the way, those can be manipulated in certain ways too, because remember, it's the officer's discretion to turn off for lots of different things. But I've said from the beginning, be careful what you ask for, you might get it. So now the police officers and the police department are becoming more proactive. If you haven't noticed, they're releasing lots and lots more body cam because they themselves are getting tired of the narratives of them always doing something wrong. What you're going to get to see is start to see the gritty side of policing, which you don't want to see. When these shootings happen, all these other different things. Who wants to see someone getting shot and killed? Do you really want to see that? But that's what's not. But no, that's not transparency.
Well, let me read a comment one time. Let me read a comment one time. It's kind of for you, Eric. It says, Eric Sanders Squire, with all due respect, whenever Michael Law messed up, he apologized every time. I know Michael Law personally and can attest to that. This is who he is. I can't speak for other cops.
Okay. So I don't understand. Listen. I have nothing against anyone personally.
Okay.
All right, I really don't. All right. But to suggest that you do something all the time, no one does everything all the time. I don't do everything all the time. There are no absolutions anywhere. All right. Okay. So you want to apologize? That's fine. But then again, I ask the question, people will say this stuff. Did you report? Tell me how many times you report corruption in internal affairs. If I ask the average black officer, how many times you interceded when something happened? They don't do it because most of them scared their own shadow. So I'm not here to debate and talk about what he did or what he did not do. But I've been around this culture a long time, and they don't report. They don't do anything. What they do is they complain to each other, but then they don't really do anything to stop the corruption. Because there was enough good cops fighting the bad cops, this shit wouldn't happen in the first place. That's the reality. And I know officers all throughout the United States on the federal, state, and local level. It's the same thing. They all talk about how good they are. They get no complaints. I go, okay, how many times you stopped this? How many times you report something to internal affairs? How many times you interceded? And they can't even tell me. And know how I know? Because I'm fond of this culture. They don't do it.
Xenopolitics, go ahead.
I mean, the thing is this, right? So let me ask you a question, because again, we haven't got the inside details, and you seem to have more information than most. Like an instance for the Philando Castile, right? Stopping where he was shot in front of his wife and his daughter, right?
Yeah.
Let me ask you a question. Was that cop prosecuted?
Of course he was prosecuted. He was acquitted.
But why was it? But we saw the video. Well, we saw the video. We saw the video.
He's acquitted?
Yes.
No, see, this is what I'm talking about.
But that's why I said what I know you have more information than most. So that's why I'm asking.
He got charged. He was terminated by his police agency. They had a full trial on the merits. He specifically told Mr. Castillo, don't move. 99% of these police shootings involve two things: either people moving or fighting with the police. Those are the things that happen in all the shootings. He was told not to move. He reaches into the glove compartment and the officer discharges a weapon. Perfectly justified legally. Morally, he's going to live the rest of his life. But he was taken to... Wait a minute. He was taken to a jury trial. It's not man to man. I'm talking about legally. I'm not interested in personal.
I got that.
The bottom line is he was brought before a jury of his peers and they acquitted him in not even an hour.
Okay. Listen, I know the law. I'm not doing you. I got it. You straight up shooter. You're not gonna do this man to man thing. I got you. But you're gonna tell me that cop that pulled up on that man that was with his wife in the passenger seat, you think that was justified filling that man up?
Wait.
Listen to me. I'm gonna say this,
and
I'm gonna say this.
Okay.
I'm here as a lawyer.
Okay.
I'm not here to debate people's personalities about how life's supposed to be.
Okay.
You're asking me something about legal, and I'm telling you what's legal.
Okay.
Feelings don't mean anything. You know why they don't mean anything? Because you got to go into a court of law to prove this stuff. Period.
Okay, you're right.
All right? We could be in a public opinion all day long, and who should do what, and I should say, okay, fine. Are you going to wait for someone to shoot you? You're going to think about it, or you're going to try to protect yourself? I mean, we could talk about this all day long. The bottom line is you're asking what's legal, what's not legal. And the reason why they keep getting acquitted, because despite anyone's feelings, there has to be a legal standard. As long as they're meeting that legal standard, that's why they're being acquitted. You don't have to wait for someone to shoot you. You don't have to think about it.
Go ahead, baby. What you got to say?
All right, Zim. First of all, the brother was very respectful to the cop. He let them know that he had the legal gun on him. Okay?
Yeah.
We never saw him reaching for anything. But I don't even want to go in that subject. I just want to...
You know what?
But Zim, my question to you, Zim.
Yes.
Zim, if you're a lawyer, right? And you're hired to defend the people like me and you, are you going to be on the side of the people or on the cop? This incident, real quick.
Okay, I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to disconnect this because law, you need to be genuine with these people. You know damn well that's not what the training is. And you know what? That's why people get confused. Because you give your own personal spins. And you know what? I'm going to stay a little while longer because I said I was going to give this brother a chance. But if you're going to talk about this stuff, you talk about it the way the training is. Don't give your own personal opinion because you know it's inaccurate.
Okay, Zim.
That's why it's so much confusing.
Zim.
If you don't represent.
Zim, if I'm a lawyer, right, and I represent black people.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
And I represent people who are victims of police brutality, right? I'm going to be more on the people side. And if my job is to defend cops, guess what? My brain is going to function in a way where I defend cops. This brother right there, his job is to defend cops. You can't expect whatever you're looking. The guy is so biased. It's as if he's not even. If I didn't see his face, I would have thought he was a white man. To be honest with you, I'm a black person just like you. I'm from the streets also. I was a cop. You feel me?
Yeah.
I've lived on both sides. I've lived on both sides. That's why I cannot be biased towards the people. I cannot be biased towards the cops. But when I see things that are wrong on both sides, I'm gonna say it. This brother, his only intention is to protect cops. We're all telling him about our experiences. It's like he's looking for a way to justify the cops. You could have told him, yo, I was just walking, the cops just walk up on me and shot me. Oh no, you had to do something. Like, like I'm sitting here, I'm like, oh, you for real? But I'm used to this. I'm used to seeing cops who think like that. Just because a person is black don't mean that their brain is black, brother. Like he said, his job, anything you say about the cops, you notice that he always defend the cops? The cops, first of all, there's no cops to tell their story. There's no video footage. You're telling this person what you experience. And he's looking for things to find a reason why the cops did what they did to you. Come on. It's hard for me to sit here to see a person who's supposed to be highly intelligent, a person who's a black man, a person who knows what goes on out there, and I gotta hear these things. Bro, I'm glad that he hung up first because, to be honest with you, I didn't want to stay. And that's why I kept my mouth shut. But when I hear the other brothers talking, telling their stories, and this guy is trying to shut them down as if they're lying, as if they're making things up, it's hard for me to sit here and listen to this. Not all cops are bad. 90% of the cops are good. 90% of the cops go out there, leave their family at home, put their lives on the line to protect white people, Spanish people, black people, Asian, animals, property. It doesn't matter. But there is that 10%. The same way in these neighborhoods. We have dudes that are shooting, robbing, killing, doing everything. So cops look at the neighborhood, oh, this is a terrible neighborhood. Guess what? It's only 10% of the neighborhood that's doing it. The young kids. But everybody get painted as bad people. And if you look in these neighborhoods, doctors live there, teachers, cops. On my block, there's 5 cops that live on that block. But guess what? It's a bad neighborhood. Does that mean everybody in the neighborhood is bad? Come on. This, I swear, when they say not all skin folks is kinfolk, trust me.
I didn't 100% see it that way. I seen it as I seen it as like a little bit like he, you know what I mean? He's seen it his way. Like I see that he's seen it his way.
Because he's hired to do that. He's hired to protect cops. So he's gonna think like that. If I'm hired to protect a certain group, if I'm hired to protect the Asian community, whenever somebody tell me that somebody in the Asian community did something to them, I'm always gonna say, "Where's your proof? How do I know there wasn't more?" That's his job. His job is to defend cops. So a person that has a job where they defend cops, they're gonna think like cops. That brother did not pull no gun.
Dealer politics, what you gotta say?
I mean, the thing is, the brother, like he said, he is doing his job, but the thing is, he wants everyone to think on a more analytical level versus feelings, but feelings are there. People are controlled or forced to move based on their feelings. I mean, everyone's not analytical. I mean, the thing is, not everyone knows the rule book or the laws, but you hope, but you put your faith in the police that they will uphold it to the utmost, regardless of whatever the case may be. That's what the people are designed to do because, again, not everyone knows the law book. Not everyone's paid to know the law. The thing is, it just comes down when the police will violate that trust.
He was sticking to the law. I see what Michael Law is saying. He was sticking to the law, and I see where he was coming from to a certain degree. And you know what I mean. But like Michael Law says, like it's like if you're a lawyer and you're meant to represent a certain place, that's what's going to happen. You know, we're all not going to see eye to eye, and. But
I just got to be careful what I say about him. I don't want him to sue me.
I don't think he's doing it like that. I don't know. I can't speak for the man. I don't know him personally, but I don't think he's doing it like
a lot of people, man.
Zib, if you had told him about some of your experiences, I'm not talking about the times where you did bad. I'm talking about the times where you got stopped by the cops and you didn't do anything wrong, right? He would have told you that there's something you're hiding. I just told the dude that I was stopped based on a description that did not fit me. All I asked for was an apology, and he's telling me they don't have to apologize. These are cops just like me. I got a badge.
I believe they had to apologize. I believe that if that happened to you, I believe that happened to you because you were black. You know what I'm saying? And because if you didn't fit the description and they still messed with you, it had to be because you was black and they felt that they didn't know you was a cop and they felt like they can get a case. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? I'm just guesstimating. But you know, it's a tricky field, man. I mean, so like this is why I brought y'all on to get this type. Like this is what I wanted, Mike. I'm keeping a stack. This is what I wanted. I want to hear everybody's side. I want to hear the police side. I want to hear the people's side. I want to hear my side. Because if we don't do it that way, how do we get different? How do we get different? You know what I'm saying, Mike? How do we get different opinions, different thoughts if we all think the same?
We all came here to talk about this subject.
Yes.
This brother, he had his own agenda. This brother was to throw on his title, what he does, so he could look like he's so highly educated in this subject, and whatever he says is gold. And anything anybody else say, he fights it. He didn't come there to educate. He came here to defend cops. And I'm glad that he's not a cop. The dude can't even control himself. The moment you say something he don't agree with, let me get off. And then he's like, you know what? I'm gonna stay a little longer. And 2 seconds later, let me get off. The guy is he bipolar or something? He can't even control himself.
Listen, Michael Law, be careful. Do not talk about the man in the wrong way. All right.
No, I'm about to listen. I appreciate you guys coming on. How about yo, I really appreciate this one. This was a good one. This was Zeno. You can't tell me this was a good one.
This is a good one. I know your plan now. You keep trying to put me in these spots to try to get me down, man. But I keep exceeding your expectations, man.
Zeno politics. Let me tell you. Let me keep it real with you, bro. I grind on this. You know what I mean? I Michael Law knows. I hit him up. I'm keeping. I hit him up. Like, listen, come on. Like, this is what I do, man. I want different opinion. Like, I didn't like that Eric Sanders left like that. I didn't like it. You know what I'm saying? I think he should have just stayed out and could have banged out the differences. But this is what the show's about. The show's about me bringing on people that with that subject, you know what I'm saying? It was basically based on his client, David Terrel, who Shaun King is doing all types of things about. And I brought Michael Law in because he's a former NYPD, and he has a lot to say, as you've seen today.
Listen, you didn't bring him on. He did you a favor. He did the young brother a favor.
Who?
That's what he said to you.
Michael Law?
Yeah, he said, no, not Michael Law.
Yeah. I believe Eric Sanders really did that for me, though. I really believe he did do me a favor, because when I did go on his page and I found out what he was doing things that this doesn't really, you know what I mean?
But he did, but he disrespected you. In the same breath, he belittled you at the same time.
Yes, you did. Yes,
he said, I normally don't do these things, these little shows.
These little shows.
Brother. And do you think he would have left another show? You think he would have left MSNBC the way he left you? I'm just saying.
Probably not.
I like this brother, yo.
I like this brother.
What's your name again, brother? Bro, his logic is on point. The only thing I'll say I didn't agree with, when dudes are high or they're emotionally disturbed, 1 or 2 shots might not stop it. Guess what? I've been at the range where I'm shooting at this 15 feet at a target that's not moving, and I still miss. So imagine if somebody's running at you with a knife and they're mental. So sometimes 1 or 2 shots is not going to take them down, but I don't agree that it should be all these bullets. But brother, you are on point. Yeah, you are on point. And to be honest with you, when I was speaking to that lawyer, whatever his name is, I was basically defending you, brother, because you try to hit him with the logic, and he was going against you. You understand?
Yeah, but his job, that's his job, though. His job is to think analytical to disrupt anything that another person says. So I didn't take it even personal because I know that's the way his mind works.
We're all thinking analytically.
Yeah.
Where there's nobody that's dumb on here. We're all educated people. We're all capable of critical thinking. We're all thinking analytically.
That's right.
But like I said, see, this is why he got upset when I said, if you're hired to defend cops, and that's what you do for a living, to defend cops, your brain is gonna be programmed to always defend the cops. He lost it. Listen,
you're gonna have to you're gonna have to
listen, get a last little point. I'm about to dead the show. I really appreciate you guys coming on. And go ahead, Xenopolitics, what you got to say about that? What you got to say about the show? Finish off.
Listen, man, I had a good time. Hopefully, I get invited back again.
Of course.
I would advise you to take out Eric's name out of the title before he sues you, because he left very abruptly. There may be some legal cause. You didn't have him sign any waivers, so you may not be able to use his name.
He's not here, man. He's not here, man. Michael,
you may not be able to
use. Michael, what do you have to say?
I think he's gonna come after me. He's gonna look at my Facebook page. I mean, see, I don't want to disrespect the brother. You feel me?
Yeah.
Because he knows you. If I disrespect him, then that's disrespecting you also. I don't want to do that.
Okay.
Like he said, he didn't have to be a part of this, but he came in, to say what he gotta say. But all I was trying to get him to think is, not everybody that tells you that the cops did them dirty, not everybody did something wrong.
That's okay. That's a fact. I have to agree with that. I agree with that.
Like, it's like in his mind, oh, you're hiding something.
Cops are not
like, what?
Right. Cops are not, I repeat, cops are not 100% right. They're human beings. They make mistakes. They are wrong at times too. No matter what the situation is, there's times they make human error and they're dead fucking wrong. We in the world, folks. Thanks for coming on the show. See you next time.
Take care, guys. Bye-bye.
Yes, sir.